Welcome to our reality, everyone. I don't know why you're here, but I'm glad you are because today we have even more Big Brother 27 to talk about. We have the week 5 eviction and the first half of week 6 to go over. And if you think things have calmed down now that we are over halfway through Big Brother 27, I have some bad news for you. It is not, in fact, at all calmed down in the slightest. And that's saying something because last week we found out live that Zach did not use his veto power to save himself and elected to keep his $10,000. And then on Thursday night, we saw Zach go home on a vote of 8-2, repeating the iconic Marcellus didn't use the veto and then immediately went home scenario for the first time in 23 years. And we got to see Julie smack him live on TV. It was wonderful. But that's where we kind of left off last week, was that realization that Zach could very well be going home because of this dumb move to not use the veto on himself. And then from there, if you saw the episode on Sunday night, we went into a crazy week 6 with Rachel Riley as the new head of household, putting up 3 pretty big players in this house between Mickey, Morgan, and Vince. And then from there, chaos has ensued. We have the OTEV to talk about. We have the veto ceremony. We have the final nominations in place. If you're looking at the cast list, that is what you see there. Spoilers. Sorry. I guess I didn't say that beforehand, but you're here. You probably want to be spoiled a little bit. But with all of that, there is everything under the sun to talk about between last week and this week. Everyone is making me mad. Everyone's making me frustrated. This season is so dumb. But there's a little bit of entertainment value in it still. That's just me though. But Nick, you're here. We have the Zach Perez showing up later on in this podcast, so he will be here. If I'm frozen, that fits at this point. But Nick, glad you're here with me as well. Maybe I'll unfreeze at some point for Colton. But
did just unfreeze as you said.
I'm here, everybody. My name is Barrett. Also, if you're joining us for the very first time, we are here live on YouTube. If you want to hop in the chat, please do. We would love for you to be here. I know this is weird on a Tuesday afternoon, but I can't wait to see who shows up. But Nick, glad you're here. Just general thoughts before we really get into this discussion. We saw Zach go home last week. We have Rachel as HOH this week. We have 3 nominees on the block right now. We had that are like all for some reason trying to keep everyone else safe seemingly on the block from each other. We have OTEV, we have everyone playing horribly, we have every person doing everything to get themselves out of the house seemingly at any point. Just I'm exhausted, Nick. What are your thoughts about this season right now as we are somehow only halfway through?
I cannot believe we're only halfway through. I feel like it's been like a million years. I think we are now in Dumb City. Like we have left the CBS lot. We have entered Dumb City because every single person in that damn house is being really dumb, like really dumb. And I don't know what is going on. It's kind of like refreshing in a way because it's like, oh, like they're all so dumb. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. Like what decision are we gonna do next that's gonna be really stupid for every single person involved in it. So it's very entertaining to say the least, I will say. I have been very much glued to my Twitter feed to try to figure out what the hell is happening at all hours of the day because they don't stop. That's the thing too. Is like this house doesn't stop for
No.
whatever reason. Like Ava was saying yesterday, Vince got off the block and was immediately having meetings all over the place. So it's hilarious to me to just like watch it all go down because I think that this is probably one of the most unpredictable seasons of Big Brother that we've had.
Yeah.
And I like that. I mean, it's not the best, obviously. Like, they're not making smart moves, but they're doing things, and it's keeping me entertained and keeping me wanting to watch the feeds and watch the episodes. So, there's something going on, clearly.
There is something going on, and I think I go back and forth between like being genuinely invested in this game and just wanting it to end immediately. Because we're getting to a point right now where it's like I have really one person to root for him, and they're probably getting evicted next week. So with everyone else in the game, I'm kind of like, okay, just tell me who wins and can we get there? But also like the mess, like you said, is kind of giving at times. Especially yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I cannot sit here and say that those feeds were not just I think magnetic was the word I used in our group chat. But after the veto ceremony, it was just everyone wanting to make every move that was not good for themselves, or wanting to have every conversation and spill it to the other person that they should not spill it to. It was going on constantly, and it's been kind of leading up to this for a long time now. And I know I'm getting ahead of ourselves because like we still have to talk about Zach's eviction from Thursday night. That's
Crazy.
that not to be confused with the Zach Perez getting evicted on Thursday night. But maybe we should just go ahead and start there because we have a lot to cover on that end. We left off this is crazy. We left off our last podcast with Vince, Keanu, and Zach all remaining on the block. Vince the egg, Keanu the butler, Zach the holder of the $10,000 veto, the 10K slash veto, however you want to look at it, that he had the ability to use to pull himself off the block in this last week. He did not win the power veto competition. Catherine did. And then we had to, I don't even know where to start, Nick, with this, because the entire time we were doing this podcast this week, we were fully expecting Zach to pull himself off the block, Morgan to be the
Yep.
replacement. And we're going to have all these scenarios where could be Morgan versus Keanu, could be Morgan versus Vince. How exciting would that be? And then he didn't use it. And we are like, okay, this is somehow more exciting, but also like, why did he not use this? Like, what is his thought process here? And so, like, that was my big thing going into Wednesday's episode is like, okay, is Zach going to give more of an explanation as to why he didn't want to use his veto? And the answer really was no. The answer really was like, genuinely, he thought he was okay and didn't want to give up his $10,000, which is like the thing that I thought would be the dumb reason he would give. And that's exactly the reason he gave. Um, and we see it kind of slowly unravel where he's having this conversation with Vicky in the backyard. And she's like, I don't think you have votes like you think you do. Or it's like kind of 50-50. And he starts crying, whether real or not, And just Nick, speak to now that we know Zach gets evicted on an 8-2 vote. We see him go out with Julie, get the smack to the face. Like, how monumentally bad of a move was this for Zach? And do you think he even knows that it was that bad of a move in the history of Big Brother?
Oh, I'm glad that you put this picture up because I was literally saying I hope Julie smacks him with the cue cards like she did back in the day because it was dumb, dude. Like it was dumb as hell. And like his reasoning, I guess, was just like, oh, at least I'll get 10K out of it, which is like so dumb in my opinion, because in the grand scheme of things, 10K is like nothing, especially when you were in
Yeah.
like the front running position to win the game. Like I don't understand. Like it I we were on this podcast like 3 weeks ago being like Zach and Vince are going to be the final two. There is nothing out there that will change my mind that Zach and Vince will be the final two of this whole season. Oh, Zach's just not going to use his power actually and just leave. Like what? It was crazy. It was so crazy. And I think he like immediately regretted it. Um and I actually kept seeing like the memes of like when Ashley went back to switch her vote, and it was like Zach trying to go back in the ZR to use his 10K veto.
Yeah.
And I thought that
Yes.
was like
No,
pretty
no, yeah.
accurate.
I messed up. I messed up. Yeah.
So I think it was just so bad. Like it was really bad. And I don't think he understands how bad it is because oh my God. Um this cast does not know Big Brother. And it's very apparent
No.
by how they see Rachel. And I don't remember if that was like this week or last week, and this doesn't really have to do with like Zach specifically, but I remember reading a conversation between Vince and Lauren where Vince was asking Lauren, like, what was Rachel like in her first season? Like, this, that, whatever. Like, I'm like, Vince, you're calling yourself like a super fan and how you've been applying to the show for 10 damn years and you've never seen BB12 or 13. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, this house is just full of people who have no idea what the hell they're doing, in my opinion. And then, like, Zach doing something that stupid on like, like you said, like historical levels of bad, and like he's not understanding how bad that was.
No,
Like I
it
don't think he
is.
gets it.
It seems like in all of his, I watched a couple of his exit interviews, which led to some really interesting moments. But he didn't seem to be collecting like how in the history of Big Brother like bad that this is, or or just like the fact that $10,000 in the grand scheme of things in this season is not that much money. In fact, that's about what you would make if you just made it to jury, which that veto was pretty much guaranteeing you to do.
Yeah.
And I know we were talking a little bit about that last week with just like the stipends you get, like that you can win monumentally more money. And the more you're on the show, the more you're on the show. Like, I mean, the more exposure you get, which it seems like his goal was to have some exposure. It seems to be the case for a lot of people this season, which is also frustrating. And it seems like that would have been also advantageous to him, but he chose still to not do it. And then after the fact, be like, Morgan, I did this to protect you, which I'm like, okay. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's really necessarily like fully true, Zach. Morgan sure believed it though. But it's like the fact that he then didn't use it, and then on top of that, we're sitting here, not to backtrack a little bit. We're sitting here after he doesn't use the move, and we're like, okay, well maybe he's playing some 4D chess here and just playing the risky game of like, I'll make it through the eviction, and still have the power, which is what technically I guess he was trying to do. But it doesn't work out and he gets evicted, of course. But at the same time, after he didn't use it, he goes and tells Morgan about that the power exists, and then which kind of like defeats the purpose of maybe saving it for a later week if he even had that option to begin with. So it's like there was really no forgiving this move from any angle, because it seemed like his reasons for not using it weren't even the at least like the smartest reasons I thought he might say for not using it.
Yeah.
And it's really a lot of justice that I think, and I'm kind of glad that Zach got evicted in this way, because maybe that means we don't have to ever see this again, or maybe 23 years down the line in Big Brother 50, we'll see it again, but not until then, so,
Yeah.
or
And it's
24
crazy
seasons, whatever.
because we were saying like it was like the best power that they've had in a long time, because it was like so low key. Like if I was in the game, right? And I'm a super like, we're big fans of the show, right? And I would have never in a million years thought Zach had a power from winning 10 grand. Like they give people money all the damn time. It was like the perfect like low key thing for him to like whip out like right then. Like it was perfect, Barrett. I don't understand. Did like production not push him? Like I don't get it. Because like we know they're in there in the DR being like, well, like Zach, are you sure you're not gonna use it? Like, did they like really not like push for this to happen? Because I feel like it would have been like really freaking good TV if it did. But like no, like I don't know. Like it's just so confusing to me. But I do think the power was like perfect. Like it was like so well put together and like so kind of random that like I don't think anyone in the house ever even thought that Zach had something from winning that 10 grand. And I wouldn't have either.
Mm-mm.
And granted my extended knowledge of this show, I wouldn't go on that show and be like,
Yeah.
oh, Zach has a power because he has that 10 grand. Now, next season, the second somebody wins $100, everyone's going to be like, they have a secret diamond power veto and like they're going to whip it out. Like, that's not going to go away now. And so, anytime somebody wins money, it's probably going to put a target on them. And I remember that used to be a thing like way back in the day. But 10 grand is really like nothing, like you said, in the grand scheme of things. Like, all the exposure you're gonna get, he could probably make that in TikTok ad revenue in a couple months. Like, let's be friggin' real.
Yeah, I'll make it
So,
on
like,
those the TikToks with Matt or whatever he's doing right now,
right.
with Zay, and yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I think it was really, really, really dumb. Like, really dumb. Like, and I don't think he gets that.
No,
Like,
and
at
it was
all.
also it was also funny to watch him like he reacted twice to finding out that Rachel won HOH. I don't know if you saw that. He did it. I can't remember who had the interview first, but they told him that I think it was with Sharon, Sharon Tharp,
Mm.
and she told him that Rachel won HOH, and he flipped out. It was fun. And then he went on Taylor Hale's exit interview, and she told him again, but he acted like he hadn't heard and just reacted again. Not, I guess, not thinking that people would just watch both of his interviews
Oh
and
my
be like, it was weird.
god.
Um, but yeah, Zach, I can't believe like me and you both had him as our winner picks at one point in this game. We did
Mm-hmm.
not have him as our winner picks the week that he went home, or the week prior, I should say too, which is good, I guess. Maybe we saw the writing on the wall slightly, but like it just speaks to like the
Yeah.
level that Zach or the potential that Zach had with this game. Because at first, I really think he could have ran the table. I thought he was going to be this person that really picked up kind of the Big Brother knowledge, or at least had some good instincts at first, and was going to be able to pick up a lot of that momentum. It seemed like everyone loved him. I mean, he had people just seemingly like fawning over him no matter where he went. And so to go from that with the power on top of all of that, being so OP seemingly in this game, to evicted within a couple of weeks is just mind blowing. It makes me think of Cedric a little bit, with just how his standing was and how
Yes.
quickly he fell. And Cedric even had an HOH reign in the mix there.
Yep.
So this
I
was
quite
really
agree with that.
strange. This was a really strange Big Brother trajectory I've for a player. Um, and I don't know if we'll see one quite like this in the future, but it does speak volumes. And I know people are wanting to talk about Vince and applying to Big Brother and how much of a super fan he is. So we can talk about that for a sec. But it just speaks volumes to, like you were saying, Nick, how bad this cast is with knowing this game and knowing the history and just knowing like the little things that can maybe make or break a week for you, just by watching the show that you have knowledge of. And Zach just knowing Marcellus's existence would have probably kept him on the show. And we have the Zach Perez in the chat. Zach, why don't you have the link? Get here, hurry. Are you still in traffic? Let's talk about Vince real quick. Actually, no, we need to get through with Zach because I need to show his smack.
Oh,
Where is it?
yes. Can we talk
Also,
about that blockbuster real quick and
yes, I
like
probably will forget otherwise.
okay, I have played like a similar game to that. And like when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this is like I would have this thing like cake. Like I would go in there and like destroy that comp." Um what in the hell were they doing? They was like like moving them back and forth. I was like, what are you doing? You have to get them all together. And like you just saw like the panic. I feel like in Zach's face because he was like didn't know like I it like threw me for a loop watching them all play that competition because Keanu first of all won out of nowhere for me. I wasn't even looking at him. I was looking at Vince and I was looking at Zach, and I thought Zach was starting to get into like momentum, and then I don't know what the hell happened, and like then I was like, "You okay? Yes, you're doing it right." And then move this one there, and like you should be good. And then he moved it like the opposite way, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And then like I would look at Vince, and Vince looked lost as hell. I was like, they like don't get like it's really not that hard, like it's really not. And like I don't know. And then Keanu just like walked over and tapped the button and I was like I wasn't even looking at it. Like it
I
was
was
crazy.
I was so scared, Nick. I had it. I like I mean it's like one of those Big Brother live moments. I mean, probably all get it, you know. The live eviction episodes can get your heart going sometimes, depending on like
Mm-hmm.
how bad in this stakes were so big for this blockbuster because it was Keanu, Vince, and Zach. And we knew the iconicness of Zach going home, how big of a deal that was going to be. But it took Keanu winning Blockbuster, which is like not a crazy thing to say, but to say that we were going to get something that we wanted to that level felt so impossible. So like I wasn't even watching for like the first 30 seconds because I was like, I don't think I can even handle this stress because just watching them move one by one. And then, of course, Keanu takes like that moment at the beginning and just looks at his board and just doesn't like, he doesn't do anything. He just kind of stares at it. I was like, oh, please. but, um, but yeah, that blew my mind that he won. Oh, I think we have a Zach Perez.
Really?
Zach.
What's up?
We
Hey.
can't hear you. Oh, wait, there we go.
What, you can?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
I can't see you though, Barrett.
Yeah,
Really? Have I been
Barrett's
like
been
that?
frozen. Yeah, you've been very frozen, but like your voice is coming through crystal clear. So I've
Yeah.
been like ignoring it, honestly.
Okay,
But
good. I didn't want people to see me anyway.
There you go. I see you now.
He'll be like that for like 10 seconds and then he'll freeze again.
Yeah, that's fine. Um,
Yeah, Zach is literally the worst.
I agree. Zach, we were just talking. We talked a little bit about the other Zach, but then we were talking a bit about the blockbuster right now. Just to get you up to speed, do you have any general thoughts about Zach's eviction? Was it a big deal to you? Was it slightly a big deal to you that this
I
guy didn't
mean,
use a veto and then immediately went home when he could have easily probably won this game or at least went pretty far into jury?
yeah, he got a lot of praise from us. He was in a great position the week before, and not a good enough position for me to pick him as my winner pick, though, mind you. But
He's made.
such wasted potential. He was in such a good position, regardless of anything, and then he just I don't understand. Like it's even if you're Marcellus 2.0, yeah. I don't know how you can be so comfortable, especially in this house, in this season, comfortable enough to be like, it's not going to flip on me. I have the numbers. To be that comfortable and then not use it.
It's like really hard. I completely agree with you, Zach. To me, it's also just very like hard too because you look at people in the house, right? Like when he was getting evicted, and people like Morgan and Lauren and like Vince, like they were all like crying and boo-hooing. Like it was like a
It was
funeral up in there.
quite a
Like
scene,
they
yeah.
loved him. Like they wholeheartedly loved him. But
Especially
at the
Morgan.
end of the day, yeah, I mean, we've seen. At the end of the day though, like it didn't matter. And I feel like Zach kind of saw it like that, where he's like, all these people love me. And then I really, really thought he had Lauren, or not Lauren, I'm sorry. I thought he really had Morgan when he told Morgan, like, I didn't use my power, so like you wouldn't go on the block. I was like, they are gonna edit that like so crazy on the episode. It's gonna be like that like music that they play when like two people like fall in love, and they're gonna edit like Morgan being like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Zach like really likes me. So I was like waiting for the whole thing. But even Morgan evicted him. I was shocked that Morgan
Yeah.
evicted him.
Over
That
the
like
egg. Over the
yeah,
egg.
over Egg Boy.
Yeah.
Like that was crazy.
But I mean, that just goes to show even more that these house guests have no idea what is going on, or
Yeah.
like who is good for them, or who should be perceived as the targets, probably, or who typically goes far in these games, or it's just like all of those dynamics are not in their head. And we were kind of talking about it, Nick. Like there is no power structure in this game, so like even being able to call people
No.
accurately floaters, or saying that this person's like the head of the snake, really isn't true with this cast. And it's really strange to watch them try to almost like paint a picture like there is a structure when there's not still. Very, very hard, very weird to watch. And that leads to things like Lauren and Morgan voting out Zach, which I know you were having trouble even seeing last week as like a possibility of like, oh, what? I
Mhm.
remember I was saying like, I think Lauren would vote out Zach, and you were like, what? And I
Yes.
also have to be like, what? But it's like you have to take away logic sometimes, and be like, but also like with Lauren and Vince, it's a little bit different than with Morgan and Zach. I don't know. It's very strange that they all decided to collectively keep Vince in such a strong number, and there was like little to no pushback seemingly on that.
I
But
agree, especially because if I'm in the game, right, not knowing Zach has the power, obviously, I would be under the assumption that Vince was the bigger threat. Vince had won the first stage OH. Everyone knows that Vince loves his meetings and his one-on-ones and whispering in everyone's ear, and like if I'm in the house, like I know that Vince is a slimy snake, and I would want his ass out over somebody like Zach, who I feel
And he
like
supposedly is a super fan.
oh yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier too. That
No, yeah. Don't
a
even
super fan that's
10
never seen Rachel
yeah.
Riley.
10
yeah,
years
maybe.
my ass. 10 years my ass.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Okay, we'll talk about this now. But also rest in peace, Zach. Sorry, you were great at the game for like a few weeks, and then you weren't. But
You were becoming one of my clients.
yeah,
Now he's hooked up with one of your non-stands.
yeah.
Stop.
So Vince, we're talking about Vince superfan, the superfanness of Vince, or just this cast in general. Of course, we've found out that multiple people have looked up strategies on ChatGPT. We've just watched a couple of seasons or like clips, compilations. We've heard Keanu talk about that. And then with Vince, like at least I think with Vince, we've all slightly had a little bit of hope that like him and Lauren were the two super fans and we couldn't really argue with that at least they've seen most of the show. The more time has gone on though, the more apparent it is that like Vince does not really I don't think Vince watches this show like he claims he does, which I think we were having like Vince fraud talks a couple of weeks ago. But we have a little he claims that he has not seen Dan's season or like Rachel's other seasons, which I mean like is
Like,
such like a bad lie if
what
he's
have you
lying that it has
watched?
to be true, you know? Because like to claim
Yeah.
that you're a super fan and then admit that you haven't seen season 10, but also like this season is full of such bad players that like I could see Vince being like, what if I tell everybody that I've never seen Dan's season and then they won't think that I play like Dan? Like I could see him almost doing that. And I'm like, I don't know what to believe anymore. Maybe he has seen season 10, maybe he hasn't, or season 14 also. But the fact that Vince is just saying these things while also telling Kat, like, I've played the shows for 10 years. Kat, please use the veto on me. Please use the veto on me. I've for a decade, Kat. And then it's like, okay, well, pick a lane then, because you're either a huge fan of the show or you are not. And right now you're telling me that you are not while claiming you are, which is one of the bigger
Yeah.
sins that you can make as a feedster on this game.
The biggest sin. He said he watches the live feeds. Live feeds my ass. Like I don't understand. Like at least like Zach, for instance. Like he said he watched the show on occasion. Just say you're a casual viewer. Don't.
Wait, like no one cares.
Yeah,
Like
no one in the game is gonna care. If anything,
I feel like too. I'm sorry, Zach, not to cut you off and
No,
then
go
let
ahead.
you
No.
continue. But the thing, I think that the term like super fan like gets under my skin too, because like no girl, I am a super fan, like me, not you. And then people come in there and they're like, I saw last season and the season before that and like a couple clips on YouTube. So like I am like this huge super fan. It's like shut the frig up. No, you're not. Like stop tossing around that damn term. We need to come up with something new for us.
Well,
Because if that's what they're classifying as a super fan, I'm not in the same category.
what I think is a super fan is someone who at least catches live feed updates or attempts to watch live feeds. Like that's
Same.
my definition of a super fan. If you know who Peridium is, if you know who Ethanimail is, you're a super fan. But if you just watch the edited CBS bullshit, you're not a super fan.
Yeah.
What like
No.
even whenever I think about it, like what Big Brother, I mean even 25, but 25 was just a hot mess. But even thinking about watching like Big Brother 24 or something, like, well, no, that was actually a good edit. Not gonna lie, at least the later half, not the first few weeks. 23 is a prime example. If you watch that season, you would everyone think, oh, Xavier's an amazing player. He was the brains behind the cookout and all this, that, and the other. When in reality, everyone knows it was Tiffany Mitchell.
Yes. Who's
Like-
actually a super fan.
Yes. And
Yes, and Claire.
and
Yeah,
I
too
just
much
I
of my
just
girl.
can't stand it whenever even on in the comments on Facebook it's just like I've been watching the show since it was started. I've seen every episode. And I'm like, "Oh, do you watch the live feeds?"
Yeah.
No, what's the point? I have a job. I'm not watching
Are
the feeds
people-
24/7.
My
I'm like-
favorite are people that are like, oh, like the feeds are just spoilers. Like what?
And I'm just like and then they're just like, there's no point in the feeds. I have a job. They're on 24/7. I don't have time for that. I'm like, I don't
The
have
feeds
time
are for
that
people
either.
with a job. What do you mean? It's for
Yeah.
that's the thing you watch while you're at your job. That's what it's
Yeah.
for.
And I don't even watch them all. I don't have it on like before I was on got on here. I'm not paying attention to the feeds 24/7. Like there is boring parts of the feeds. Do not get me wrong, but you put it on, especially whenever I see updates and see something happening. Like we have a group chat where it's like, oh my, like someone's happening to watch it. Oh my gosh, this is getting spicy, and I put it on. It's just that infuriates me too, Nick. Is like you are not a super fan if you've just seen the edited shows. Like you're casual. You are a casual.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, and I'm trying. You maybe start thinking of like the actual true super fans that we've had in the modern era of Big Brother, and the ones that come to mind are definitely Tiffany, Michael from 24,
Mm-hmm.
25. I would say Izzy was a Big Brother super fan as
I
well,
feel
as
like
just reality
America
TV in
was,
general. But
yeah,
America was
yeah.
too.
America. Mm-hmm.
Corey to a
Corey.
degree,
I would
yeah.
say Corey too. Yeah, Corey.
So 25 had a lot of super fans that you could point to. And that's
Yeah.
weirdly like our least favorite season, I feel like, of the modern era. But
I like 25.
there's some camp to it. Just the last half is not.
It just so happened that the
Yeah.
it just so happened that the freaking people who were actually fans didn't win anything. So
Yeah, they did not win really anything at all, which was really unfortunate. But going back to this season, it is a shame that we have such a collective like hive mind of just we're gonna pretend that we know this show as best we can, and be so confidently bad at everything. And like even especially in Rachel's case, the fact that nobody, and Keanu was saying this to Rachel just yesterday, and I may be getting ahead of myself, but since it relates to this, he was literally saying like, Rachel, nobody has seen your seasons. This is a big conversation after the veto ceremony. Nobody has seen your seasons. All they know about you is your one-liners and your reputation. They don't know you. I know you because I actually talk to you. They don't, which Keanu also doesn't know Rachel. Spoiler alert. Keanu
and they
doesn't
don't
understand
even know
Rachel.
her own reputation.
No,
No.
not if they were to watch Big Brother 12, would this cast feel like they know Rachel in a more positive light, or Big Brother 13 for that matter? I don't think that they would come out and be like, I've totally misunderstood who she was. They would still probably convince themselves that she was like the mastermind behind everything, when she's never really been the mastermind kind of player in Big Brother history. But she definitely, I think, is the most aware person in the house right now by far, of what is going on. Not to say that she is going to be in this game for very long, but to her discredit,
Don't-
maybe
don't-
she realizes what's going on.
Don't bring that on us.
I'm sorry.
There's a
I don't mean to get depressing, but yeah. I don't, where should we go from here? Let's wrap up this
Rachel's
week one more
HOH.
time.
Oh yeah.
We saw Zach go. Rachel and Will were the only two votes to go against Vince in this vote. Will citing the London trip as his reason, pretty decent reason, I would say, and also not bad on Will's part because nobody cared that he did that. But what
Also, I
were you
want
gonna
to
say, Zach?
say, like, bringing it to y'all were talking about the BB Blockbuster before I hop on. I know that type of puzzle. Like, I've seen the puzzle. I've done it on my phone plenty of times. I don't know what Zach was doing.
Girl, me neither.
And
Zach was going home, is what he was doing.
Keanu, slow and steady wins the race. I was getting scared for a second because Vince was getting kind of close.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? Run. And then I'm just like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Something I didn't mention is that Keanu, the day of this, and I don't know if everyone already knows this, but the day of the blockbuster, Keanu was going up to Rachel like, I think I'm gonna throw the blockbuster to Vince, which is like, of course you would throw the blockbuster to Vince. Right after we're trying to figure out how like Zach gets out of this house, or how Vince could potentially get out of this house. Keanu's talking about how he's gonna throw it to the guy who is like literally running this game, which I mean is the many faults of Keanu for believing that Vince and Riley are two people in this game that are looking out for him every second of the day. It's not true. But Keanu believes it to be true. And so the fact that he said that, he didn't end up doing it, which I guess he technically could have, because at the very end here, he just like does this little slow-mo walk to the button, where Vince was like, we could see how close Vince was. He was within striking distance, basically.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Vince turned that into, I was just 2 moves away. I was just 2 moves away. I could have beat Keanu, but I didn't.
Nobody
Also,
cares.
just for curiosity, am I still
hate the
frozen?
crying. Yeah.
Dang it. My voice,
We
though.
still
We're all
hear you
good.
though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
your
just,
voice has not cut out at all, so.
I've been juggling the whole time, for anybody wondering. Uh, what? Keanu wins the blockbuster. We all celebrate. And then Zach goes home. Oh, I did the slap. We've been talking about Zach for like 30 minutes now. Who would have thought? Zach Perez and Zach
Uh,
Cano.
Did we? What
What?
was I? Oh, so I did want to voice this. Vince. Vince.
What were you gonna say about Vince?
I'm not gonna attack the obvious, you know. I feel like all the I've made a TikTok about him, and you know, all the fans are jumping down his throat about the one thing that everyone talks about him about. You know, that's like easy pulls. Like, no. Besides, Barrett brought up a point like, you know, it's weird that everyone's obsessed with the capitalism of America and all this stuff and
Oh,
conforming to it. But
it's my big point. Yeah.
yeah. But the thing that I hate, I cannot stand about this man is he cried all this week. He cried every step of the way. Like, I understand trying to do whatever you can, but I feel like there's a point where you gotta leave with some dignity. And do if I was Catherine, and I wish she would have done this because, you know, if Riley goes, I honestly am seeing the love for Catherine. I wish she would team up with Rachel because her and Rachel would be great, like in general. I wish she would have, the moment he would have pleaded to her, I would have automatically said, I'm picking the veto. Because this man has been saying this all the time. Like, I don't deserve to be on the block. Why are these people on the block? I'm gonna go home because of Ava's HOH. Ava, the girl that's done nothing but floated around.
And
I
one
deserve
HOH.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I deserve this so much more than her. I've applied to 10. Stop. You crying is gonna make me want you to go home even worse if I was in that house. Like, it's not even halfway through the season. I can understand once the jury phase starts or something like that, whenever you're more into it. But like, I could not stand this man doing this. It made me. I had secondhand embarrassment through this,
Yeah.
and it hurt me so bad to watch it live, and I wanted to skip it. And
I
it's
don't
just,
know. Vince
would
Nessa
y'all
Russo.
would y'all have done that to the extent of what he did during that veto?
His boldness with Catherine was a lot. Especially like, no, I wouldn't have done it because that's like really annoying. Like, I mean, I would just assume that Catherine's gonna take it from me. Like, but but I don't blame him for trying necessarily, because like, why would I sit here and be hate on a guy for trying to just like save himself in the game? And like, I don't know. It's hard to do that. I think it's annoying in the way that he did it, and I definitely wouldn't have listened to him if I was Catherine. So, what about you,
I
Nick?
mean, yeah. I am prefacing this. I understand trying to do something, but the level that he did it was just so terrible.
Pretty silly, yeah.
Yeah, but Nick,
Yeah. No, I agree. It was silly. I didn't think I honestly forgot that he even did that, honestly, because him just crying all the time in general is just annoying to me. And I feel like he's just so whiny. That's all he does is whine. He reminds me of like a little kid who's just like, and I want it's just like I can't deal with it. Like it's too much. I hate opening the feeds to him whining. I hate that he's always just like crying. Like I'm a Vanessa Russo stan, okay? I like it when people are crying. Like that does not bother me. I shouldn't say I like it when people are crying, but that doesn't bother me when people cry. But like he's crying over like nothing. And like it's not entertaining. When Vanessa would cry over nothing, it would be kind of funny. Vince crying over going on the block is like not funny, and it's not like it's just annoying. Like it's like you're just whiny and like you're not going anywhere, and why are you crying? And like it's just I hate it. I hate listening to him. I'm over him. He really annoys the hell out of me. Um I literally cannot wait for him to get evicted. If I'm being
No,
so
and that
honest.
that's another thing too. All of that, and he didn't even go home.
That's what I'm saying. Like you know you're not going anywhere. Why are you sitting here whining and crying and acting like this? Like shut up.
And it's
Like
not a strategy either, because he is
it's
sitting here
not.
doing camera talks, crying when no one is there.
Yeah.
And and not only that, the tone deafness of crying to Will about not wanting to go on the block. Will, of all people.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm
This was
just,
the man who said that he was very self-aware in his preseason interviews. In that, do you remember
Mm,
that thing he said he was going to take every week and play it like a micro, or look at the game in terms of micro weeks, or like,
what did he call it?
oh
Like
my
a whack or
god.
something? Or no, it was like assess, adapt, and something else.
I
Uh,
can't remember him. It was very rehearsed and very fake, but he did
yeah,
say it.
but yeah, and and not only that, whenever I think about it too, he's like, take the $5,000. It's guaranteed 5,000. So you want Catherine to steal $5,000 from Ava, who is the HOH, and give
Yeah.
her a punishment, who we know Ava doesn't have a particular agenda for this week. So she's looking for any excuse to put someone up.
Yeah. And that's another thing we could talk about too is Ava's HOH week, because I think on the surface, the way I guess like when you look at it on the wiki, it's gonna look at like a really really solid week for Ava, in terms of getting out a big house target and maybe shaking up the house a little bit. But Ava did no part of the second half of the equation like we talked about, which is actually helping yourself build a structure, which it seems like every HOH is just forgetting to do that part. Um,
I
to build a structure for yourself going forward so you were safe. Ava did none of that. It was a lot of just let me take this HOH room and sleep all day. I don't want anyone to talk to me. I don't care what happens. If I have to put up a renom, I know who I'm putting up. Everybody, don't talk to me. Goodbye. Was pretty much the week for Ava, and it's not obviously not going well because you have everyone that she put up on the block that is still here, plus their allies that are willing to put Ava on the block in the following weeks. And unfortunately for a player like Will, he's probably going to be thrown up alongside of her just because people know that connection, or is going to be used as kind of like that extra piece, kind of how like Riley was for Lauren this week with Rachel threatening to put him on the block, which we'll talk about later, of course. But yeah, another week where I want to say like good job, good HOH reign, because you got someone out. But Ava also didn't do that to me, and I want to know if y'all agree with me on that, because there was also one more thing. Zach gets out of the house. I don't know if y'all remember this. Zach or Ava walks up to Zach, crying her eyes out after he gets voted out, and says, "I didn't even want you on the block." Why did she say that?
I didn't even
She's
see
saying that like
that.
kind of out loud. I'm just thinking like, oh my god, how perfect would it be for someone to hear this and to be next to Ava in a final two and to be able to bring this up against her, or like even just to remember this in general if Ava were to get to a final two. Why would she get one of the biggest people out of this house and then tell him that she didn't even really want to nominate him? That takes away everything that you just did. If anyone overheard that, I don't think anyone did because I haven't heard anyone bring it up. But like, well, and honestly, I don't think they would even know to bring it up. I'm to be so for real. I think we're gonna have two people in the final two that have no idea that they were even supposed to give speeches at this point. But that blew my mind to me. Like that's of course how Ava's HOH rate ended, was her telling the big target that she got out that she actually didn't even mean to put him on the block. Brilliant. Uh what did y'all think of Ava's HOH? Nick, you first.
I thought it was solid as hell. I did not hear her say that to Zach on the way out. I mean, it's the only week so far that we've had where the veto hasn't been used, which obviously is like not the best television, but it was good for Ava. She put her three noms up and she didn't have to change anything. She kind of was able to just sit back. I do agree about the structure thing, but like I don't even know if I would trust any. type of structure at this
Yeah,
point. Like,
you're
it's
right. You're right.
it's just like anything that gets formed is just like nothing within the next few days. Or then you have people like Mickey and Morgan and Jimmy who are even in just a trio, and that's still not enough because Jimmy's out on Mickey's HOH. It's like no one understands what an alliance is, I feel like. So I don't know. I do understand that, because that was my big worry with her too, or like my big critique, I guess, is that like Ava's gonna like go guns blazing after, the strongest people in this house and not solidify an alliance. And then what's gonna happen next week when like Vince wins HOH? He's gonna throw Ava's ass on the block. Are you kidding me? So I do have like some like little things with it, but overall I think it was good, and I don't think people are looking at Ava, especially when you have people like Rachel still in the game after this week. So it's like, I don't know. I think she's alright. And then you also have people like Ashley who are like, we'll get into that. But I think
Yeah, as far
I
as we
think
know for Ashley
Ava
so
had a
far,
good HOH.
okay, good HOH. I mean, in terms of who she got out, great. In terms of who she put on the block, great. Everything
Yeah.
else, there's a lot yet to be seen. I will say there are people that do want to put Ava on the block. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I mean Vince wins an HOH. Ava's definitely going on the block.
Right.
I wouldn't put it past like Morgan or Mickey to even consider Ava to be on the block.
Mhm.
And then I feel like no, I'm not gonna go that far. But there are definitely people who can win HOH next week, and Ava could find herself.
But would she get voted
Unfortunately.
out?
I don't
guess
think
is the
that.
No.
I don't know
question.
if we're at that point
Right.
for her, but
because
Right.
I
it's
think
just good.
honestly, what I think is the the quote unquote success that Ava has had for her HOH is everyone thought that these weren't her noms.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
That's a good point.
And they were like, "This is who they blame? Did they blame Rachel or Mickey?"
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
kept,
they blamed Rachel.
yeah, and it's just like this isn't Ava. She's just doing people's dirty work, and it's
Yep.
like honestly good for her. She might not like it, but it's a good because people. I feel Vince especially. He just wants to put her on the block just to put her on the block because you put me on the block. So now you have to see how it feels. And plus, I feel like it stings knowing the fact that who's left? Ava, Catherine, Rachel. Only 3 people haven't been on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lauren.
Mhm.
4. So I bet it stings for Vince to know that these people haven't been on the block, but I have. Me, the Dan Giesling of the new era.
One of those people saved his butt this week. So
Yeah.
Right.
So, but it's even though it wasn't her intention to get Zach out, it was good for her in the long run. But stellar HOH. The blunder was the no structure, but I feel like it will be very hard for a structure to form in this house because everybody thinks that they're the best player, God's gift to the Big Brother Earth.
Wild.
So I don't even know if there even is a chance for an alliance to be formed. So
Mm-hmm.
Ava, though, I mean, I'll take another HOH from her.
Yeah.
Rachel's
I
not
think it'll
going
be
up,
fine.
that's for sure.
Yeah, Ava is since last week. Ava has also grown to have a few more enemies in mind as well. So like another Ava HOH win would not be bad. I think Ava is going to win the wall comp, which I'm assuming is going to be this week. Probably not. I think
That's
with
what
the
y'all
way
said last week.
I know. Which we didn't end up seeing the wall comp, even though we thought we were gonna have more questions about that. But yeah, let's just put a bow on this last week and go into this very frustrating week. I'll send us off with this one last clip.
Can you lean forward just a little bit?
Yeah. Is something.
What? Why didn't you use it?
Why didn't he? All right.
that.
let's talk about this week. So, all right. Rachel Riley is our HOH. First of all, getting that notification was crazy in the year 2025. Happy to have gotten that. Also, welcome VCAT to the chat. Who is everyone rooting for? Real quick, Rachel. Rachel's the only one I can
Rachel.
have some sort of sanity in right now. I'm sorry if you don't like Rachel. Everyone else, good luck to them. But Rachel is our new HOH. Let's briefly talk about that HOH comp. Me and Nick were really looking at before we started the show. We were talking about it a little bit, but
I loved it.
It was called Party Slasher, I believe, but it was very
Yeah.
prom themed. I just loved I loved all of their suits that they were wearing. I didn't love how they all walked in and they were like, "Oh, prom. Yeah, prom was fun. Everybody, prom." But like the competition itself, the fact that they had to go to each separate room, take a look, and then have a little riddle, and then go hide in a room. I loved that aspect of it. I loved that it was very equitable. It was very, I mean, obviously you had to be very observant to win this HOH. And then at the same time, I like the aesthetic of the murders, the screaming and the reds, I don't know. They kind of like did some Vertigo stuff, it looked like. But I really liked this HOH comp. I honestly preferred it to seeing a wall. And also was really enjoying watching like the dramatics of the phone call, and like Morgan looked so intense, like answering the phone, just like like an actual murderer was
Hello?
on the other line. It was so funny. But yeah, really enjoyed this. What did y'all think
Trying to
of
get
this
their-
competition?
They're trying to get their Bold and the Beautiful cameos.
Yeah, exactly.
Please. I absolutely loved it. This was one of my favorite ones, that like newer ones that they've done in a long time. It was giving me Scream. The fact that it was like the house phone and them answering it, like I absolutely love this as a horror movie fan. And I can totally see, like, because Hamster Watch was like, oh, it's the wall. I can totally see why they thought this was the wall. They were building this. It is a wall.
There were
Zach, stop
they
giving me
were
that
surrounded by
look.
3 walls, I guess, on each side,
Yeah. They did not change the Are you one of the crazy people who thinks that they changed the competition last minute?
I'm a
don't think
little
that-
bit of a crazy
oh.
person, but sorry. I just, what I said to you earlier, Nick, was just like, I could, I mean, this definitely seems like a competition that's weird to have last second, or like a last second switch.
Yeah.
So
There's no way where did they get this from within 2 days?
I mean,
Like,
it depends on
that
how
doesn't
far
make
ahead that they
sense.
build these competitions, but there's a lot. I feel like a lot
And
would
the
go into
and
be
the
like, we're not.
costumes.
Yeah, the costumes, like they had to get everyone fitted and everything for that.
Yeah.
Like, you really think that they just pulled this up like 2 days because Hamster Watch leaked it? Like, I don't believe it. I think Hamster Watch had wrong information on, and like, I'm not saying Hamster Watch is unreliable. They are the most reliable
no.
source
Yeah.
out there. But I think that their source got told something wrong, or that they thought that this was the wall that they were building. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I don't think that, I know we're straying away from my opinions on this amazing competition, because I loved it, every single
Go
piece
for
of
it.
it. I loved Rachel beating Morgan in the end of it. But before we go back to that real quick, I think that Rachel would have benefited from the wall. And I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Apparently it is. But I think if they wanted Rachel to win the HOH, they would have done the wall. Because I was like watching something, I think it was Corey's Twitch stream or something. And Corey was like, Corey was thinking that they swapped it because Rachel would do bad at the wall. And I feel like Rachel does amazing in endurance competitions. So like, she
Yeah.
would do well in the wall. So I think if it was the wall and they wanted Rachel to win an HOH, they would have left it. But it wasn't the wall.
Yeah.
So,
If you're telling me
Literally,
they
they're
switched
doubting
this
Mother.
out- yeah. Actually, Zach, you haven't talked about this yet. What do you think? Is there a
Oh.
conspiracy or what?
No, I don't think that there was a conspiracy. These fake fans. Oh, I'm just kidding. These fans, some of them in general, not Hamster Watch. Hamster Watch, like, even a clock is wrong 2 times a year. So, what?
Yeah, that was great. That's it. No, keep
Yeah.
going.
Okay. These other fans are hopping the gun and living like, even y'all sometimes. This production is rigging everything for Rachel to win. They want her to win so bad and all this stuff. They changed the whole competition. It's just like BB16 with Frankie. And it's like, no, stop.
Right. I think that's so dramatic. Like,
Yeah, like this is I feel like if anything, time would prove that Rachel would have fared well in a wall comp. Think about it.
Mhm.
Like the girl literally does yoga all the time. She does it outside of the Big Brother house. Her sister is literally Alyssa. Like Alyssa's like you, you know amazing.
And what is that?
She's
And what is that? I can't.
is it Alyssa like a yoga instructor or something?
She
I
is.
know,
I was waiting
yeah.
for you to say that. You were just like, her sister is Alyssa.
It's
Well,
just a trying to think of the word for like a yoga master. It's
Yeah.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
She's Alyssa.
So like I feel like people are just pegging her in the mom role because the oldest person to last the longest on a wall comp was Shelly from BB13 and she was like 45, 46, something like that. Y'all give Rachel her flowers. She would literally her arms would have to fall off if she was on a wall comp to lose. Like come hell or high water, she's given birth twice. She knows what real pain is. So y'all hop off my girl's neck.
Yeah.
But this comp in general though, I loved it. One thing I do wish though, because it could have been gamed so quickly, and I thought that's what was going to happen with this cast, is that I thought they were just going to follow, like a group of people are just going to follow each other into one room and keep on doing that. And like I wish they would have done it like one person go, stop, then the next person go, stop, and then they just keep on going. But
Yeah,
but then they have to go into other rooms to get into other rooms. So
yeah.
I don't know.
That was the point that I really liked, is that they had multiple options of right answers to go to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes
it
sense,
kinda
yeah.
it kinda kept them from naturally grouping together in that way. And I didn't really understand like the timing that they had to get from room to room. So maybe that also kind of confused them to make them not want to just go with the other person that they were seeing.
Yeah, because
Um,
even in the last one, Morgan and Rachel, I wonder if there was, especially when it got down to like those two, like y'all like behind the scenes, like y'all can't go to the same room or something like that, because
yeah,
you see Rachel and Morgan go into the same room, but Rachel goes in the garage and Morgan stays in the kitchen or whatever.
yeah, and I wonder there could have also been rounds where no one got eliminated too, that we just didn't see.
Mhm.
So maybe there was another
Yeah.
round that Rachel and Morgan went to the same room. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. B categories.
Yeah, apparently a Mario Party game.
Yeah, I was
Oh, yeah, good
That's what
point.
Rachel said. I was like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
And
she's.
then
What if
okay.
Rachel was like, "I actually play this game all the time on Mario Party," and everyone gets to be like, "Oh, no."
That's what
But
she
going back to the
no, that's what she said on
conspiracy.
the feeds.
So as Rachel said that she played this game all the time. No. I do think like if there was a switch out in HOH competitions, if you're telling me that you think Rachel had a better chance in this competition than the wall competition, I feel like you're
Right.
all trying to tell me that production told Rachel like an answer, because that would be
Production
the only way that it would make sense to think that.
Production gave Rachel's kids a Twitch with Mario Party already included on it and forced them to have family game nights and forced Rachel to play these games.
That's
Yep.
right.
Quoted.
Okay. Rachel's our HOH. If we watched Sunday's episode, we saw that at the end of that episode, Rachel nominated none other than Mickey, Morgan, and Vince for eviction.
Woo!
Let me look through let me look through my notes for the episode from yesterday. Oh my gosh, did I not paste my notes in here? I think I still got it in my
Are we going to
box.
talk about like because y'all weren't. Oh, y'all were asleep whenever Rachel won, right?
Yes, I woke up to finding out that Rachel won HOH, which was a great way to wake up. I recommend it for everybody if you're a fan of Big Brother, especially after the Zach elimination, because the episode was really hanging up too of just like how Rachel was good. It was where like she could win this or just go home. Um, so that was really exciting to me to be able to watch her pull that out live. But and then of
Well,
course on the second hand of that, like watching Vince react to it of just like, oh God, this is like literally my nightmare of Rachel winning HOH. And so
well, I
okay,
do
I
want
have my
to.
notes now.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go first. You seem like you had a good point. I want you to go.
A good point. I was just going to talk about the night of when she won, because the Kelly and her conversation that was talked about that was shown on the episode. That was one of the first conversations that Rachel had that night. I want to say, and it was just interesting because what all of that was shown was viewed and everything like that, and then literally not moments later, Kelly goes to Lauren and tells her everything
Oh yeah.
that Rachel says. And Kelly, my Latina queen, what
Excuse me.
what is wrong with you? Did you not
And this
have you not seen those tweets?
you sent one of them, but yes, I've seen I've seen the memes that have been made about Kelly
Yeah,
now.
there's finally a Latina on the show, and it's Kelly.
And wait, Zach, this isn't to be confused with post veto ceremony, Rachel talking to Kelly first and then Kelly telling Lauren, right?
No, this is post HOH win.
So you're telling me post HOH and post veto ceremony, Rachel talked to Kelly practically first, and Kelly immediately ratted it out to Lauren what she said. That's
Yes.
crazy. I can't believe that happened twice this week, but also not surprising at all.
And literally, I was just like, weird choices. But then again, I don't know who Kelly thinks she's really close with, because she is not Tucker. She will never be Tucker, because at least Tucker had a Rubina, and Tucker knew when to shut his damn mouth.
Yeah.
And she's just annoying me greatly, because her and Rachel and Keanu, because that's what Rachel wants. Rachel talked with Kelly post HOH and was just like, I feel like me, you, and Keanu would be a great threesome together to go to the end.
Yeah.
Because we all have won a lot of, or we've all have won comps. Rachel haven't won a lot, but well, she's a comp beast, mind you, in the past. And Kelly was just nodding like, yeah. But she wasn't like, you could just tell she wasn't completely down for it, but she was, I at least viewed it as acting, because I'm just like, I don't trust Kelly, like, especially with all the stuff that Kelly has said about Rachel. And it's just like, why are you doing this? Why aren't you gone yet? Is the main thing. And it was just interesting to me that those were the people that she went with and everything. And then
I don't blame her, because she was trying that all week with ratting out the heavy hitters for Keanu and Kelly, and of course they all ratted out that too, that Rachel told them that, and that was annoying. And so Rachel has this false belief that in these people that should be on the outside of the house typically, and really are, and will be put on the
I was
block by
say,
most
and
people
are
in this house, but they just seemingly don't believe that they are in the position that they are in. And especially with Kelly has this like hit out for Rachel, which kind of reminds me of like when Will said in Sunday's episode, I'm not scheduling a hit on Rachel Riley. Meanwhile, Kelly is full on scheduling a hit on Rachel Riley and is doing everything in her possible way to make sure that it happens next week, and now has dragged Keanu into it as of today or yesterday. So Kelly is crazy as a part of this game right now. And another person that doesn't understand what's going on in the slightest will be thrown on the block by mostly everybody in this house. Was even upset that she's not on the block right now. Like
Ugh.
Kelly is insane. So that's so funny you brought that up, Zach, because I completely forgot that after the HOH competition, she went and spoke to Kelly. After the veto ceremony, she went and spoke to Kelly, and both times Kelly ratted it out immediately to Lauren of all people. But
Of all people, what? Not only that, what is Lord gonna? Well, okay. And whenever her HOH room, which I kind of wish they would go back to showing the HOH reveal. Like it was cheesy, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's Rachel Riley. She literally coined the "Who wants to see my HOH room?"
nobody.
Oh my god, tequila!
Yeah.
I love tequila, and it's just seeing how Mickey and Catherine, especially, they had RBF so bad watching her HOH reveal. And what is interesting to me is the fact that the last two people who were standing or talking and waiting around, can you take a guess of who they were? Well, one of them is kind of obvious, but
Standing and waiting around to talk to Rachel.
well, we're just hanging out for an extended period of time after everyone has
Oh.
already left.
Oh, I actually don't know the answer to this. I'm gonna guess it was like Vince and no? Oh, dang it. Who would hang out? Is it just Mickey and Morgan?
No, they left.
What? Who was it then? Tell me. I'm not guessing anymore.
Lauren and Ashley. That's why I said Ashley was the obvious
Oh,
one. But
okay.
Lauren was in there. She was asking all the questions about her kids and stuff and all this, and saying like how I loved watching your season. I want to work with you, this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm just like, yes, Lauren, please work with her. And then she goes around and speaks to the lip, and I'm just like, stop. Get him off the hook. He is over with. Stay away from that man.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting to me because, I mean, Rachel even said, which is part of the reason why people thought that Lauren was going to go up, is that Lauren really hasn't talked that much to Rachel. Outside this week, obviously, but
Yeah.
interesting.
I thought Lauren was gonna go on long. Well, I was gonna say this before, but this is why we're sitting here and we're like, why are none of the HOHs making a structure? Girl, they can't even make a 3-person alliance without it
No.
like getting all like with
They think
Kelly
that-
and Keanu of all people. Who the hell in the house do Kelly and Keanu think they are? Not accepting an alliance. Y'all have nobody. How many goddamn times have both of them been on the block? 6, 7 times at this point, and we're only 6 weeks in. Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you doing? Why are you telling Lauren?
Well,
What is going on?
When you look at it from the perspective of like people keep just putting their friends on the block, maybe Kelly and Keanu just think that's what people do, and so they think, well, since they're putting me on the block, that means I'm their friend. Listen, I'm trying. I'm trying.
I'm trying to think of a Big Brother season that was like as bad at nominations as this.
Oh, I don't think there's any. You can't find one. Nick, I do want to ask you though, because you were talking about, I know you have feelings towards Ashley. We saw Ashley in the episode last night tell Rachel that Morgan was gunning for her. And she's like specifically keeping Mickey's name out on purpose. And we saw this after the nominations where Ashley comes up to Rachel's HOH room, which I'm sure we'll see on Wednesday's episode. And it's just like, girl, what are you doing? Like you had a path, like you were going to be top 7. Like, why are you going after Mickey? Mickey never said she was coming after you. Lies upon lies upon lies upon lies from Ashley. And I just want to know, like, and this doesn't be excluded to Nick. I just feel like I want to hear Nick's thoughts first on this, but, what is Ashley doing here? Because Ashley is one of those people that seemingly can have the viewpoint of like or have an understanding of what's going on. And of course, last week on Thursday's episode, we saw a whole segment about how Ashley was confused on why Mickey was acting this way now after her HOH reign. And we see a DR from Rachel where she full on says Mickey has changed personalities since her HOH. Like the thing that we have all been watching happen and are so confused by. It's like, okay, thankfully Rachel is like either living vicariously through us or we're living vicariously through her. Either way is what's happening now in this season. But like she said the most accurate thing I think I've heard from anyone all season, or like made me feel seen at the very least. And so, but Ashley's like backtracking now and is like trying to confuse Rachel with like, but Mickey never said she was going at like, why she should know that this doesn't make sense to Rachel. And Rachel knows it doesn't make sense to hear this from Ashley. And Rachel knows that Ashley is just spitting out Mickey and Morgan talking points. She said that as much to other people. But like, what is Ashley doing? And I know we say that every week and it means something different every time we ask it, but like, Nick, what is Ashley? What is going on? What is Ashley? That's my question. What is Ashley?
Girl, I don't know what Ashley is doing or what is Ashley at this point. Because I literally had the same logic, right? Like, you know, when we hear like DRs like that, especially like it was not scripted. Like Ashley truly felt how she felt about Mickey when she had that DR that you were referring to. And then to like have like this whole like weird like thing of like, oh my god, why would she like I don't understand, because you know that she was going after Rachel. Like, you know it. And it was like pissing me off like hearing their conversations like post noms where like, and it was like Will and Mickey and Ashley and Ava. I think that was it. They were all like sitting in the room together and they were just like going and going. Well, it was mainly Mickey talking about like Rachel and like this, that, whatever. And they were all just like yesing her. And then I was like, what is like going, like, am I like living in the Twilight Zone? Because like they literally all know that she was gunning for Rachel. Like they know this information. Like this isn't like this was like something that like they didn't know about. No, Mickey went to them and tried to turn them against Rachel. And that's like, I guess, just like what blows my mind about the whole thing. And then when Mickey like left, I remember Will was like, I think she like forgets what she says because she was after Rachel.
Yes, exactly.
Up. I'm like, yes, like, okay. So I was like, okay, so Will is just lying his ass off.
What, was that also the same time? Because I mean, it's like been just a week of let's shit talk Rachel in group sessions. But like, was that the one where Mickey? It was like, I guess it was probably the hour after Noms ended, where she was like, she is exactly who she was 15 years ago.
Yes, that was it.
That was that same conversation. And it's like, Mickey, you didn't even watch her season.
Yeah, you didn't even know who she was to begin with.
Like, none of them do. Except Lauren.
None of them.
Lauren
but
is the only damn one that's apparently watched her season.
But
like,
she was a toddler. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I'm even thinking about, like, thinking about those past 10 seasons, like, well, that would be 17 through, or would have been 16 through 26.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Rachel came on a few times and just talked with Julie, and that was it. And it was just like, how do you feel about the showmances? It's like, you know, I love a good showmance. You know, Barrett's favorite.
Yeah.
But
what if that would be crazy if Keanu came to the house and was like, I didn't watch any of your seasons, but I did watch your one-off episodes where you came and talked to Julie on the stage. That was great. I loved it when you came.
When you announced the first BB baby, oh, that was my favorite part.
Your announcement of your baby was life-changing.
That inspired me to apply.
Oh my god.
But see, ooh, Mickey Mouse, I cannot stand you. Look, it is one thing to shit talk someone. I understand. It's a game. Everyone's going to shit talk each other. Like, but okay. Mickey, you are 5 years younger than Rachel. Why the fuck are you bringing up her age? Why?
Her husband and her kids too.
Well, that was going to be my next thing. It sounds like jealousy to me. And it's just annoying. Because
I love jealousy. I forgot about that word.
Having a husband and kids does not make you a better person.
Yeah.
When did Rachel ever say that?
Yeah. It sounds like jealousy. And like, it's just annoying to me. Like everyone's talking about how y'all are just hating Mickey because y'all wish y'all had Big Brother villains and all this, that, and the other. No, you know what I missed about Big Brother villains? Big Brother villains say shit to people's faces.
I
What
was
is Mickey
just gonna
doing?
say that, Zach.
Shit talking everybody else behind their backs, and that makes her a fucking rat. A rat. Y'all are talking about how you hate Nicole. Well, guess what? Nicole did not shit talk as much as Mickey is doing right now in this past few days that she has been on the block.
I don't know that, but
Okay, well, anyway, it's the
Not
fact
too
that she
much.
brought. Okay, it's the fact that she brought up her age, her husband, and her kids. Well, guess what? Being a Christian doesn't make you a fucking saint either.
Wow.
So, hush up. God don't care about the Big Brother game. Look at Danielle Reyes. God knows Big Brother don't give a damn about this game. I mean, God don't give a damn about this Big Brother game. I don't care if you pray over me, if you have a holy water, if you're dousing it on yourselves to win a competition. You are only going to do as well as you can because of yourself.
Yeah. And this is what's going to lead Mickey to probably being voted out of the house if she is to lose the blockbuster this week. Part of the reason is because Mickey, I can't remember who said this first, but Mickey is literally only nice to the people that she is not working with in this game. It seems like she's just the meanest to her friends, and especially to Ashley, which is why Ashley sticking up for Mickey is so shockingly dumb to me. Because like I feel like Mickey has been mean to Ashley like on a personal level, and also has like not wanted her in the game. So for Ashley to stand up for Mickey, or like to do this little mind trick with Rachel where she's like, I think Mickey's actually good for us. What do you mean? I didn't hear all of these. I actually haven't been shit talking Mickey for the last week. What are you talking about? That's of course why it falls flat, because it's so easy to see through it, because Mickey is so mean to Ashley. I remember like there was a moment where Ashley was just talking in one of the rooms with Mickey and Morgan, and I think Lauren was in there, and Mickey just at one point goes, Ashley, do you ever stop talking? And he like got silent. Yeah, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but the meanness was that was basically what she said to her. It was just like, do you ever just stop? And I was like, oh my God. And I think Ashley even had like kind of like the cat reaction when she was like, why are you laughing? You laughing because you're having a bad day? And Ashley's just like, oh my God. Like covering her mouth.
Maybe Mickey is the twin twist, and this is her evil twin, Vicky.
Maybe. Icky Vicky. Fairly Odd Parents. Well,
Yeah.
Mickey protected Ashley last week. Mickey did protect Ashley to a degree, but I mean,
At what cost? It's like saying Aiko was protecting what's her face from her season. Like Emily, was that her name?
Yeah.
Nick? The girl that she didn't like?
I don't think it was Emily, but I don't remember her name.
Okay.
off the
Well,
top of my head.
anyway, it's just so infuriating. Like I wish I was there for Rachel, because Rachel is right in almost every aspect, where and
not to be biased.
Well, she is mind blown at the fact that these people are making these dumbass decisions, and she is just like, this. They have to be not this dumb. Like I'm thinking that there's probably something I'm missing, but there's not. They literally are just that dumb.
Yeah. Let me get through this episode, and then we'll finally catch up on veto ceremony, and now, which has been its own saga to begin with. Yesterday, post HOH, we saw that moment with Kelly, and what was so interesting watching it from like today's perspective is Kelly having that DR where she's like, Rachel needs friends. It's like, okay. Well, you're not one of them, are you? And then Mickey talked to Rachel, and is like, Rachel, I don't think you're anybody's target. And Rachel's like, I can definitely tell she is not saying something right now. And Rachel's like in the bathtub, just like, oh, sure, I believe you. Okay. And then Mickey and Rachel have their conversation pre-noms, where Mickey's just crying to her about like, I feel like we've been different since I put up your best friend, you know? It's like, yeah, we have been different since you put up and evicted my best friend.
Clearly.
And was it y'all that sent the what they said in BB chat or whatever, or chat BBC or whatever, about the how Mickey was talking about, I don't have time for these shenanigans or whatever. And it's like,
what do you have time for then?
y'all are in the house 24/7. Obviously she has time to shit talk Rachel, but
Mickey, you can't go anywhere. What do you mean?
yeah, like this is all you have time for. This is what you signed up for, girl. And and
Yeah, it's wild.
it's just, yeah, and the tactics that she was using during that conversation too, because it was on the feeds, and like saying, sit next to me, and acting so demure, not to bring up last year's word, but uh and just being like trying to gaslight her and being like, well, do you think that I'm after you? Are you after me?
I'm thinking yes
Oh.
from the weirdness of this conversation.
Oh, but getting rid of Jimmy was good for both of our games. I was thinking about you, Rachel. But you
Sure.
didn't ask her what she wanted. You did ask, but you didn't even care. You're talking about now, beginning of last week or middle of last week, you should have kept Jimmy.
This game has an alternate timeline, or many alternate timelines, and I don't know what the best version of it is. But I don't think it's this one. And maybe it'll all work itself out and we'll have a really crazy rest of the season. But right now, I'm still in like a I don't believe that this season is real kind of mode in the way that it's being played and the things that happen day to day.
Barrett, from the moment Rachel Riley walked down the stairs, for me, this season has not felt real either.
Yeah.
So
it didn't like in New York watch everyone cheer like it was the Super Bowl when it came downstairs too. It was a little weird to start it off.
Is he cutting up for you too, Nick?
Yeah, I saw y'all. I should have known. But anyway, let's go to OTEV. As long as I'm
okay,
back.
there you
Am I
go.
back?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my god, I really want to. Okay, I'm gonna let you explain whatever you're about to do, Farrah. But I really want to say something, and you guys are gonna really make fun of me. But it's okay.
All right. So OTEV was this week's veto. We knew that at the end of the eviction episode last week. Julie
Nick, if you're wondering, OTEV is veto spelled backwards. That's what it is.
Yeah. I want to let everyone know OTEV is veto spelled backwards. It's also kind of like musical chairs. We had Will and Lauren as the extra two people playing in the veto competition alongside Mickey, Vince, Morgan, and Rachel. And pretty automatically, we kind of knew that Lauren winning this veto, or at least in my mind, was was going to be the worst case scenario because Lauren is the automatic renom for Rachel in this situation. So Lauren winning, pulling off Vince, would force Rachel to put up someone like I don't know, maybe the guy that has a red square around his picture right now on the cast list. But as we remember last year, everybody, OTEV lasted one round. Mackenzie won in the first round on a trick, not even really a trick question, I guess, kind of trick question, where everyone misunderstood Tucker going out in the HOH competition as him not playing in the HOH competition when it was actually Cedric. But this year, OTEV actually went 3 rounds. So this cast is pretty good, is what I'm saying. OTEV went 3 rounds, and the winner was...
I thought it was... People thought that it was Cedric, but it was actually Tucker.
Maybe it was the other way around.
Because
Cedric didn't play in the HOH competition. Tucker did play.
Yeah, because they were like, who was the first person eliminate? Continue.
No, I think it was who didn't play in the competition, and they thought it was Tucker because he was the only one out in that first round, but it was really Cedric because he didn't play at all.
Okay, yeah.
But this one went 3 rounds, and the winner was the youngest person in the competition by like a decade, which was Lauren, also the super fan. And it did seem like Lauren was one of the few people who understood that the strategy is to just pile up your answers in a certain spot, and be ready to go to it at any point. But Lauren won after 3 rounds. And apparently the last round was filled with just chaos of people like getting confused by other people choosing a different one, and then at the just being like, okay, well, I'm gonna lose if I don't pick anything at all regardless, so just running up it then. But 3 rounds is all it lasted, and Vince went out in the second round. I don't think anyone went out in the first round, but everyone else did in the third round, which left Lauren as the winner, which is like, how
Wait,
do we
I
have
thought
2 years
some-
in a row? Maybe someone did go out in the first.
I was about to say, isn't that the point? One person has to go
someone
out each
has to
round.
go
Oh,
out.
sorry. What I meant was no one had an.
It's
I'm
like
so
Like
used to-
musical.
chairs.
It's like musical chairs, Barrett.
Barrett,
I get
come
how it works.
on.
Do
What I
you?
meant was someone didn't actually bring up a wrong answer this time in the first round. Like we had Angela scream. They remember when Angela like triumphantly screamed at the top after walking up the
Yes.
ramp and just went like, ah! The whole time having the wrong answer. But anyway, we went 3 rounds. Lauren's the winner. Everyone was muddy. Otev was a pig, apparently. And which I saw someone say Derek Levasseur hosted, which was great. Always
Just
bring the
like-
energy.
Just like 19.
Yeah, just like it. I don't remember what 19 had, but I'm
Remember?
gonna keep going.
That's pig.
No.
That's pig poop.
I don't remember that. I'm
'Cause
gonna keep moving though.
Christmas.
No, don't
super
remember it.
fan?
We're moving
Mm.
back. Also, okay, well, actually, you did make me think of I did think of 19 earlier today because I imagined this season as like if season 19 everyone felt the way that they feel about Paul, but about Cody and Jessica, and everyone felt the way that they felt about Cody and Jessica for Paul instead if they just flipped. That's what this season is to me, with Riley and Catherine being Cody and Jessica, and with Rachel being Paul. And you can't
I
prove
like
to me
that.
otherwise so far. But
Oh boy.
anyway, Lauren wins. Worst case scenario for Rachel. This entire last couple of days has been just utter chaos with everything and nothing happening. Lauren, if you remember from her HOH reign, does not like to make decisions. I'll put that lightly. So watching Lauren with this veto, having Vince come up to her, having Morgan come up to her, having all of these conversations with Rachel too, or lack of conversation with Rachel, maybe is a better way to put it, seems to have broken her to some degree. And I don't really know how to just recap this in the best way possible, besides just saying like Morgan and Vince were pushing hardcore, and Lauren was like, okay, maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. Rachel was like, I would really like you not to use it, and Lauren was like, all right, maybe I will, maybe I won't. And then finally she like told Vince at a certain point, I think I'm gonna use it, and he's like, yes. And then she like backtracks again, I think after talking to Kat, and is like, I don't know, maybe I won't use it again. And then it's like, oh my God. But I think the biggest thing that happened the night leading up to the veto ceremony, or at least most interesting to me, was this moment where Lauren is talking to Morgan and Vince in the storage room, and Rachel comes in, and Rachel sees this as like this, just like this, they're interrogating her, like they're making her cry in the storage room, trying to get her to use the veto on one of them. And Rachel walks in and is just like, what's going on here? And she thinks she's like standing up for Lauren, being like, you're making this 22-year-old cry, trying to get her to use the veto. And Vince is like, no, that's not what we're doing. Rachel just keeps hounding him about it, which I was like, God, Rachel, you did not have to do this. Like, you know, they work. You should know that they are very, very close. They're not trying to make her cry. But I liked that she tried to at least like paint it that way. I kind of like when she tries to do those little things, especially right now when like anything she does makes people want her to evict her, even more so. But leading up to this veto ceremony, y'all, since y'all are, at least Zach has picked Lauren every single week as his winner pick. What do y'all think of Lauren holding this veto power? And besides getting to the ceremony, actually, at this point, what did you think of this moment? Lauren winning the veto through this whole process of will I use it, will I not use it?
Let me talk for a couple minutes because I have 2 things to talk about here.
Please.
The first being, I don't remember if I said this to you too while we were talking last week, or if this was through a text message. I don't remember, but I had said my stands always win OTEV, and Although Lauren is not my number one, she is one of my clients. So I'm not surprised that she won. And I just would like to go through the list of clients real quick of mine that have won this competition in the past. So we start off strong with Janelle, and then we kind of fall off for a long time. And then we come back with Alyssa Slater in 15, followed by, this is a nice stretch. This is really what solidified it in my brain. We have Alyssa, then we have Zach Rance, then we have Liz Nolan, and then we have Big Meech. And I was like, okay, this is just like every single person I like wins OTEV. And then we kind of fell off for a long time again. And then we had Alyssa Lopez in 23, who everyone clowned on me about. And then we have Mackenzie last season, who was the only one to get her question right. So I just would like to say that I have a long history with OTEV and my clients doing well in it. So always keep that in mind for future seasons. Second thing that I would like to talk about.
They don't go on to win the season, though.
And what about it? I didn't say that. Lauren and her decision making. So I feel like
Decision. Lauren?
I feel like I would be Lauren if I were to go on Big Brother, because I can't make a decision to save my life. And I think Lauren reminds me of me when it comes to these things, because Lauren knows what to do. Lauren wanted to save Vince. She knew that was the smart thing to do. And it was the smart thing to do, in my opinion. As a viewer, as somebody watching the season, Rachel was probably going to put Lauren up as the renom. Lauren wins the veto. As Lauren, I'm using it. Like, you know. But Lauren was scared, and rightfully so. You're going against Rachel Riley here. You know, like, it's not like you're just screwing with some random person. You're screwing with Rachel Riley. I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up. It's good.
So I get it. You know, I get the fear. I get it. I get that. Number one, I just want to say that. Number two, I think she did the right thing. I think she 100% made the right decision here. And number three, I just want to say, I think that Lauren is a very big overthinker. And you can see it when she has these decisions where she's like, I want to do this. I need to do this. This is the right thing to do. Lauren is the only person in the damn house that knows the game as well as Rachel does. I mean, I don't want to say that much, but Lauren knows Big Brother compared to a lot of other people in the cast. So I feel like Lauren knows what to do, and the other people in the house are always like, that's not the right thing to do, because they don't understand the damn show or the game or anything. And Lauren understands the show and the game and wants to do the things she wants to do because they're the right things to do. But everyone around her is trying to make her not do those things. Like, Catherine was pushing so hard for her to not use it. While I think that was correct of Catherine to do, you know, because obviously that means Riley or herself was probably going up. Lauren 100% should have used the veto. Like, there was no reason for her to not do it, in my opinion. But yeah, I get the overthinking. That's what I think it is. I think it's like Lauren is like knows what to do, but everyone around her is trying to sway her off of what she thinks is the correct thing for her to do.
Mhm.
So I think Lauren also, though, needs to just stand 10 toes down. Like, you saved Vince, stand on it. Like, it's very like, I don't know, because there was a lot of like her and the alleged, like, did she know Riley was going to be the renom and like this, that, whatever. And like, I don't know. I feel like that's where it gets a little like messy for me, like the post veto decision. It's like you did it, you kind of now gotta like stand on it, and like,
Yeah.
that's it.
She
Like,
was like
I don't know why she doesn't do that.
like Ava, she was like
Giving
90% of the way there, and then like the last, she
Yes.
just didn't finish the move almost. But Zach, you talk about Laura
Yes.
now.
No, I was gonna say he's giving Ava. I didn't even want to put you up.
Right.
Which, I mean,
And
is it
Why
can
are
be
we
can be strategy
backtracking?
too.
It
so.
worked.
Strategy. Okay.
I'm
Look.
giving her a little bit of leniency.
Yeah. Obviously, I still like Lauren. I mean, my bias is showing because it's just like It's not that I wanted Vince to stay on the block, because think about it. Let's say he's going against Mickey and Morgan. Who's most likely to win Blockbuster?
I don't know. Neither of them have won anything.
Yeah, they're
I'm
both gonna be
thinking.
that. I think
Oh
Riley's
yeah.
gonna win it.
Oh, are you
No,
including-
I'm talking about if Vince is still on there.
Oh, yeah. Well, probably Vince
Probably
then.
Vince.
And I'm thinking that it's going to be the cord one. You know what I'm talking about, where you
one
unravel
that
yourself
Ravina
and then
won?
plug something in. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I could see Vince winning that. He is a little rat.
Where are you going with this?
I'm just thinking logic. Say she didn't use it. I feel like we get the same result.
I agree. I do agree
And-
with that because that was the. I'm sorry. Go ahead, and then I'll
Oh.
tell you what I have to say.
And I feel like Vince is with her enough to kind of see that. I don't know. I feel like Vince is in no position to kind of pick and choose people, and it feels like he's sort of like hitched his wagon to the Lauren thing and can understand a little bit. And I feel like this is just putting a sour taste in Catherine's mouth, at least. Maybe not, because Catherine really hasn't expressed much about how she feels about Riley, but it's neither here nor there. But I can understand the surface logic, at least, and then looking at the house in general, why she would use it. Was it what I wanted her to do? No, but I can understand why. But I'm also looking at it a step further of like, it would have been the same and you would still have Catherine and Riley. But yeah.
I do agree with that piece because I do think Vince was not going home this week because I feel like even if he doesn't win Blockbuster, it was probably going to be either Mickey or Morgan, like whichever of the two he was sitting next to, I feel like was going to go home. I just am always like more of a fan of like the person who was going to be the renom should use the veto because you're the lowest person on that person's totem pole. And she's also kind of forcing Rachel to kind of like go back on her word to people or like do something that she wasn't expecting to do.
Yes.
I think she completely dismantled Rachel's HOA train, like completely.
Mhm.
And I feel like it definitely blew up back in Rachel's face
Mhm.
because of Lauren's decision. And that's why I think it was the right thing to do because it completely threw Rachel's whole H2H away, in my opinion.
Yeah, and and I think it definitely forced Rachel's hand to put up somebody that was also close to Lauren as almost like a last second, just like, okay, well, now you really forced my hand. I have to go scorched earth, which did in a way ruin Rachel's HOH, not in a way, in totality ruined Rachel's HOH. But that's also assuming that this is a cast that doesn't understand like who should be targeted right now, which they clearly don't.
Exactly.
So like Rachel's nominations, I think on the outset are really good for the dynamics of the house right now, especially
Yeah.
putting a showmance up on the block. It's just the way that she had to go about it was so sloppy.
Yep.
And the way that she
Yeah.
communicated with people leading up to it. But
And-
yeah,
Yeah.
Lauren made the perfect decision because why would you not use the veto on someone that is you call your final two, while someone that you're not really alilined with is HOH and is going to force them to put more blood on their hands? Yeah, absolutely
you
use
were
it. The
gonna
fact
be
that
the
we took that
renom,
long to
like-
decide it is insane. But yeah.
I do feel like though, if Lauren had leveraged it better with Rachel, because this is also my stance on it a little bit as far as like if I were in the house right now, especially, I mean, I feel like Rachel sees it too a little bit, is that loyalty in this house is so scarce. And Lauren, who is a actual super fan, I feel like I would at least want to try to align myself with Rachel just because of the fact I know that she's not going to go against me unless I completely screw her over in some way. And if she had sort of leveraged that better, I feel like that would have gotten the same results and just told Vinny, look, you're staying no matter what. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm not targeting you, and you have best chance of Blockbuster in general. How many competitions have these girls won? Exactly. So you have a shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like we're doing the same thing though. If if Vince gets evicted this week and suddenly Lauren doesn't have what she perceives as her final two, the only thing is just like
She has
Lauren.
Rachel.
She does have Rachel, but did her and Rachel make a final two? No, not by any means.
I mean,
Rachel was gonna put her on the block.
yeah.
Though.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Lauren is not on her side in the slightest, so it just
Well,
doesn't.
this is what I'm saying. She could have used the veto win to try to get her in.
No.
You don't think that could have
Go on
happened?
the block. No, Lauren was gonna go on the block.
Well, if she, but she won the veto, so that wasn't going to happen. So
right, because she won the veto. That's the only reason, though.
Well, then, because she has leverage now, then she could have just been like, "Hey, I want to try to work with you. I'm tired of this weasel. We need to build an alliance together. There's no one that is in this house that is literally has a backbone."
She would have told to Vince 5 seconds. She probably dragged Vince in the room with her to have that conversation. What do you mean? She ran down in the middle.
I'm saying in a perfect world.
Yes, in a perfect world, but we're dealing with a player who, in the middle of the HOH asking her, "Are you going to use it?" decided to run downstairs to go find Vince and say, "I don't know what to do." That's how Lauren plays this game. She is literally the most terrified person I have ever seen play. And I don't know what was expected of her. Like, I don't know what anyone expected Lauren to be in this game, because it's like, I think she is weirdly the most aware person in this house, because she's doing the thing that I might do, which is be like, oh, I envision exactly what this is going to look like on TV, to the point where I'm going to cripple myself with choosing anything. Maybe that's why she loves the screen so much, because she wants to go back to watching Big Brother on the TV rather than in real life, It's like,
and that's why I say she's me on the show.
She's in this house and she's stuck, and she's like, I just want to go back to watching this as like a show, and I don't like living it as much.
I don't want to be here no more.
Which
I'm just worried for. I'm just imagining her being at her job, and talking with the brides, like, "Are you sure you want to marry him? Like, you don't have to." And it's like, but y'all are in love, so maybe you should. But then again, I've already gotten paid, so we could just stop, right? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should talk to my manager. His name is Vince.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. Oh, it's so difficult. It's so hard trying to play this game. This
but like
wedding
that would
game.
literally be me on the show. Like that's why I can't I can't fault it. I would literally be the exact same way. And I know I sound crazy, but like
no, honestly,
especially when you're messing with Rachel Riley. Like, are you kidding me?
That's whenever that's also different, because like I feel like playing with a returning player in general, like we're all three of us are super fans. Well, I feel like all three of us are super fans here. Like we've seen how new players fare against veterans in general. Like you got to work with them. Like, and I feel like any of us would, depending on who, mind you. I ain't working with damn Halloween. I'll give you that. Write it down here now. I am not working with Halloween. But
sure.
I also think about it too, because she had HOH second week, right?
Second
or third?
One of the two.
It went it went Vince, Jimmy, Lauren.
Oh yeah, Lauren. Yeah. I feel like especially then too, I feel like I would kind of be the same way, because it's like I don't know where to go because of this house. And I do agree with you there, Nick, though. Like she's a super fan that thought that she wanted to play the game, and then she's like, "Oh, this is actually real people. Like this is actually freaking hard. I can't just sit here and be furniture."
Yeah, which is really, I don't know, it's something that I feel like I want to know what like Lauren they saw in like the casting interviews and stuff.
I mean, she's a small town girl. She's the
Yeah,
Nicole.
but it's like, did you want her to be this shy? Did you want her to like get power and every single time like run to another room to ask all of her allies what to do and then not be able to even like look people in the eyes when she's talking to them? Like, I don't know. Her
Isn't
like
that what-
turning on the TV every time she has to talk to Rachel is like I mean a little bit concerning as like I mean it's definitely not fun as a viewer. I'll just say I think that the baseline. I feel like it's not fun as a viewer to watch.
I think she.
I mean,
has
who is the-
anxiety. Like, I'm being so for real. I think she's very anxious. Like,
Yes,
what I
that's
think it
fine.
is.
That's fine. But I don't
She's
know.
gonna.
I feel like
get,
Ava. That's okay. Frankly, that's fine. I'm
It's
not saying
fine.
it's good
I'm
or
going
bad.
on the block. It's fine.
But
I know you're probably gonna put me on the block if you win. It's fine. It's fine. And I still stand her. I mean, she's still. I'm not. We'll get to that later, but shit.
yeah, I need to catch
I
up.
still like her. It's just. I wish she would align with my girl Rachel because I feel like them two would be something no
Yeah.
one saw coming. Mainly because they don't talk. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rachel and Lauren would have been a fun part of that alternate timeline kind of do. I know people were hoping like there was a ballet class that Lauren led this week.
Oh yeah,
and
Rachel
people
was
were
in it.
like, what if this was the final six, everybody? It was like Lauren, Kat, Keanu, Rachel, and I
Some-
can't remember who
Ava,
else was in there. Ava maybe was in there, but people were getting their hopes
because I
up.
know because Morgan and Mickey weren't in there.
Yeah.
Also-
Mimi was also a different person inside or in the house versus in interviews and outside. I don't really remember Mimi being
Mimi.
crazy different. Mimi from 24 or 25.
Was
24.
she?
25. 24.
Oh, Nicole. Oh, Nicole. Nicole.
Yes, Nicole. I don't
Oh, I
remember
forget
her
about her.
preseason stuff, honestly.
We were very high on
I do
her
remember
preseason.
her.
We
I
were.
do remember in the
her not
house,
getting
like-
much of an edit in the episodes.
She did get her because she had so many what's it called storage room stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Isn't
she was
that-
like clocking everybody almost, and we were like, Mimi,
Yeah.
do this outside.
Yeah.
But she never did. And then she got
And
evicted.
the storage room was her what's it called, a recharge station.
Yeah.
Where she went in there and I'm trying to think, but yeah,
Yeah, I need to catch us up now.
yeah.
All right, so Lauren did end up using the veto on Vince, and Rachel ended up putting up Riley in Vince's place. Now, before the feeds went down, I know, I guess after the feeds went down, or during, sorry. Wait, no, let me backtrack. Before the feeds went down.
Before.
Yeah, Lauren and Rachel were having the conversation about, are you using it? Are you not using it? Lauren's like, I think I want to use it. Rachel lightly threatens to put up someone that she likes, mentions Riley, maybe a little bit. That's going to be important later. So Rachel puts up Riley. Riley's not on the block. The feeds come back, and this is when the true chaos ensues. And this was all yesterday, so pretty fresh on my mind. I ended up stopping watching the feeds at a certain point because it was so aggravating at a certain point, and it was just nonstop. But when the feeds came back, Riley was on the block. Riley was not mad or just freaking out or anything. Oh, I should also say, didn't mention this. Riley told Lauren to use the veto, which is crazy. Before Lauren finally went back up to talk to Rachel, she was talking to Kat, and Kat was like, "You shouldn't use it." And then Riley came in and was like, "Yeah, don't use it." But then 5 seconds later, like backtracked and was like, "Actually, no, do
You
use
should.
it." Yeah, and then left. But anyway, he's on the block now. The first big conversation I want to talk about, and this is where it really kicks off, is Keanu and Rachel. Keanu goes to Rachel and is just like distraught. Like, I mean, he cannot believe that she just put up Riley without like consulting anybody about this, which fair. But Keanu is like, Rachel, this is not the time to make this move. Like, why would you not tell anybody about this? Like, it's too early. And Rachel's like, it's Big Brother, Keanu. It's not too early to make a big move like this. Also, Riley is coming after you, and Keanu continues to just not believe that Riley would ever consider putting him on the block or just going after him in general, which is something that Riley practically does every time we see him on camera, I think. Which is just like, I mean, he called Keanu a moron the other day, like 2 days ago in the storage room talking to Kelly. He's like, this guy's a moron, like trying to get me to form something with him. And just keeps giving him what he wants to hear, which is everybody in this house. Keanu does not realize that everyone in this house that is not Rachel will and has put him on the block when they had the opportunity. And it's a really frustrating conversation where Keanu's going as far to be like, Mickey is trying to like Mickey is playing the game that you think you're playing, and she's doing it better than you. And Rachel, this entire conversation just looks so, I don't know how y'all describe it if y'all watch this in full. She just looked to me like done. Like it was like she did not expect this kind of reaction for people for putting up Riley, and is like so distraught that these people do not know how this show works, to the point where she's like just in silent mode now about the things that she's doing. But I was so upset watching this because Keanu was not clicking with Rachel of like understanding like Riley could be lying to me. Riley could be lying to me. Or in fact, everybody in this house could be lying to me. It just wasn't happening. And so this conversation goes on for a long time with Rachel just repeating like, he's coming after you. That's why I put him up. He's coming after you, which is not necessarily, I think, Rachel's number one motive for putting up Riley, but it helps to say that to Keanu. But Keanu believes Riley more than he wants to believe Rachel, which is his own fault. And then goes downstairs. From there, we see Kelly talking to other people. Kelly ends up talking to Rachel also. Rachel's like, Riley's the target. We got to get him out. You know, doing the thing that she's hoping would like make a big move for her resume. I think in past Big Brother seasons, maybe something like this would work with people who have brains in the season to be like, okay, well, now we have an opportunity to get a big target out. But it's Kelly that she's telling, just like Zach said earlier with when they talked to Kelly right after she won HOH, what we saw in last night's episode. Kelly does not like Rachel at all, to the point where she's going downstairs. She's telling Lauren, like, oh, she told me that she told you that Riley was going on the block. And Lauren's like, no, she didn't. Which was Lauren's big lie of the day, was that Rachel did not tell her that Riley was going on the block. And she held on to that for, well, it could have been forever. She didn't, though. Anyway, Ken tells Lauren that, immediately writes out Rachel before Keanu can get to her. Keanu practically, like, desperately gets to the, what are we calling the room next to the bathroom? I always forget.
I don't even know.
the glass wall
lounge?
room
Like
next to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
like
I don't
sure,
know.
that room.
Yeah, that one. He just like, goes in there and he's immediately like, what did Rachel say to you? And Kelly recounts what Rachel said to her. And he goes, and you just said all of that to Lauren? She goes, yeah. And immediately Keanu just goes, I don't know if y'all can see me, but he just puts his hand over his forehead and he's like, why did you do that? Keanu's grand plan was to like go to everyone and be like, Riley's not actually the target. Rachel only put him up because she knows he can be safe no matter who he's against. But it just all backfired. It all backfired to the point to where Keanu leaves that room with Kelly to try to go do damage control everywhere else. And Vince, I think, came in right after that. Sit with Kelly. Also, here was the facepalm after Kelly said that she told Lauren all of that.
This, yeah.
Why?
The winery. Thank you. Duh. If I like looked at the walls, I forgot that they call it the winery. But but Vince comes
Sorry,
in
not
there,
cultured, Garrett.
and Kelly is immediately like, okay, so Keanu doesn't want me, or Keanu, I think, needs to go. Or so, I think I remember when she said that exactly, but she's basically said Keanu needs to go, and that Keanu just told me to lie about what Rachel said to me, and that Rachel said Riley is actually the target. Now she's told Vince, which means everybody knows. And that's really probably the main chunk of the conversations that you need to have happened, because everything else is just, all right, endless of let's shit talk Rachel again. Everyone, of course, it's seemingly like Mickey and Morgan being like, how do we save Riley? And of course, everyone's just like distraught that Riley's on the block. Hence why Riley and Kat are just Jessica and Cody in an alternate timeline from 19 at this point. And then from there, I guess the next point to talk about is just that eventually, as the night goes on, like people just keep repeating the same storylines. We're gonna go after Rachel next week. We're gonna go after Rachel next week. I can't believe she did this. Everyone is just can't believe that Rachel would ever think to put up Riley. How could anybody possibly put up Riley? Which is the most annoying thing that they could think at this point. Anyway, what do y'all think of Riley as a renom? Obviously, this is not good for Rachel. This was, but Lauren winning veto was not good for Rachel. And I am a belief that Rachel putting up Kelly, which Kelly would have rather have gone up. I forgot to mention that Kelly is like, you should have just put me up. You should have just put me up.
For you to say that.
Even more mind blowing this season. But in my mind, Rachel putting up Riley is like not going to solve her problems by any means. I mean, it's just guaranteeing even more that she's going to be on the block next week and probably going to be the main target for whoever wins Shawish, depending on who that is, of course. But I am also of the belief that no matter if Rachel put up Riley or Kelly, she was probably going to see the block next week, depending on who won HOH. So, and be the target. So what do y'all think about Riley as a renom? Obviously didn't help Rachel. Obviously is not helping Rachel have the greatest time. But do you think in the grand scheme of things, this is going to impact Rachel's placement in the game? Or do you not mind her just going scorched earth for this cast?
So I think it's hard because it's like, as an outsider, I'm like, yeah, she should have just put up Kelly, because Kelly's just like so out of touch with reality to the point that she'd actually rather go up herself instead of somebody else go on the block. And like, you've heard that throughout the week with Kelly too. Like, I remember when Rachel first won the HOH and she was telling Kelly, like, I want to do a big move this week, like I need to put up like, and like she wasn't saying who she was going to put up, but she was like, you know, insinuating like, Kelly, you're going to be fine. And Kelly was like, oh, I'm so excited for a big move to happen, even if that means me going on the block. And it's like, what are you like doing? Like, I just like don't think she knows where she is. Like, I don't understand the logic at all, because it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. Like, nothing she does makes any sense. And like, I think she watched 26 period, and like that was all they showed her. That's all she watched in Sequester, and she saw Tucker and she loved Tucker, and the one thing Tucker did all the time was throw himself on the block. And I think that that's what Kelly thinks she needs to do, and it's just so stupid. I'm so over it. I'm so tired of her. I want her gone. She is my least favorite person on this cast, and I think that says a lot of things, because I just like, I've never enjoyed her ever, like ever. I'm sorry, but every single week she has just done something so stupid that I just like, I can't like her. I don't get it. I just don't understand. I want her out of the damn house. So it's like annoying to me, because it's like me watching this, I'm like, she so should have just put up Kelly, because Kelly just is dumb.
Yes.
And I do think that Rachel, of all people, like Riley and Catherine really like clung to, especially because Rachel was in a showmance twice before. So I feel like Catherine really like looked at Rachel like in a nice light because of that, or at least like a, I don't want to say like an older sister, but like, you know, like someone to kind of like look towards as vice for. So I don't know. It's just like, it's very crazy to me. And then like, I feel like people also like in the house have nonstop been talking about, oh well, like Catherine and Riley, and it's like Riley's on the block, and now it's like, oh my god, like how could she do that? It's like, what is going on? Like, I don't know what they wanted Rachel to do, but it's like she put up Mickey and they were all like, oh my god, and it's like she put up Riley and it's like, oh my god, like who was she supposed to put up? Kelly and Keanu again?
Literally,
Like,
they think that she could
understand.
have put up Ashley or Keanu. Like, that's what's crazy too, is that I heard conversations where people are like, why not Keanu? Why not Ashley? Like, there were people that were legitimately thinking that they were going to be options for Rachel. And I'm like, does anyone watch who anybody talks to? Because it seems clear to me if you just observed who went into a room with who. And then I keep getting mixed signals about how much people think like Keanu is attached to Rachel versus not. Because Keanu's going around to everyone. And there's been like mentionings of like, well, I know you and Rachel have a connection, or like people are like, why is Keanu just like getting misted by Rachel all of the time? I don't understand. But at the same time, I'm hearing them be like, why isn't Ashley on the block? Or like, I'm like, okay, if you nobody understands what's going on at all, apparently. And maybe it's way harder in that house than I'm thinking it is. Maybe. But I've never seen it to the levels of like this off before. Or people just being so off base about every single dynamic in this house. I'm blown away. Zach, you haven't talked to it in a while. What do you think about Riley being on the block right now?
I mean, we know why everyone is glad he's on the block.
True.
That's okay. But well, I mean, what other? Yeah, she should have put up Kelly, but I'm just. I think I'm just floored at the fact at how much Kelly infuriates me, because there are sudden points where I'm just like, wait, I think I'm actually might kind of like her, not stan her, but like she's okay. And then she does some shit like this.
I think
And I'm
I
just
had those
like,
moments.
well, like, whenever she gets a break for her birthday, or whenever she was crying after she got put up because of
She asked to go on the block a million times. I'm not gonna. I don't
well,
have.
yeah.
I don't have any type of empathy for someone who continuously asks to go on the block and then cries about going on the block. Like, I don't.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
she's upset that she's not on the block.
Yeah,
like,
this
what
time
is going on?
This time she cried that she wasn't on the block. To be,
Like,
to be
that
clear,
it
is
doesn't
true.
make any
Yeah,
sense.
never mind then.
Like,
I don't know. There are some. It's very few. Like, she's like, when she's like, she gets like a ditzy kind of edit every now and not like fully, she just says the fucking weirdest things, like
Yeah.
asking for a bean and cheese sandwich. And I'm just like, the fuck? Maybe on tortilla, but like, but
this is the
my Latin
the
queen.
analysis of Kelly's game that we need.
Yeah.
Also.
And this is literally what she does. And
I'm just saying that's about as far as you can go with it, I think.
and then she does this, and I'm just like, just be furniture, please. Don't say anything.
I'm
Don't
begging,
do
yeah.
anything.
I would like her if she did that.
And I'd be like, yes, queen. You remember Kelly from 2027? Kelly for All Stars. She was amazing TV. And she was iconic. Remember when she didn't do anything? She's giving nothing. It's flawless. Instead, she just says the most random shit. Like, I feel like she's one of those people where it's like, speak first, ask questions. Not even ask questions later. Just speak first. Like, she doesn't even ask. She has no impulse control. She does not understand anything. She is literally just there, and I don't know who she thinks she's close with, because she doesn't like Vince anymore. She thinks she's good with Lauren, but Lauren thinks she's weird as fuck. And other people are just like, this girl is staring at me all the time, and I'm just like, then why are y'all keeping her here? Like, because we even said it too. It's like, yeah, we need to hire an Etsy person, because even people in the house are just like, there's no way she's just like this. Like, she's not just a travel agent or something. She has to be something else, because like, this has to be a character or something. This is her. She forgets her boyfriend's face. She doesn't know who she was before this. part of me thinks that she was just like hooked up in a lab, like a test to.
She was before this. What do you mean?
Like I don't know who she was. She probably doesn't either. She's just like
the true production plan.
I am Tucker. That's just what her personality is. I think that they took.
That's what I'm
Tucker's
saying.
DNA.
Like I really think she watched 26 and Sequester and was just like, I am Tucker. And was like, that's what I need to do. I need to go in there and just ask to go up every week. Like
they stole. So she's a test tube baby. They stole someone's DNA, put her in a CBS lab, and said, when do we put her in? And then they put 26 on loop just until Tucker was in the house, just that point, and put it on loop on her brain for her to watch 24/7 a year before this. And she's like, I'm going to do that. I don't know what else I'm going to do, but that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. She probably didn't even finish 26.
I agree, because she would, for those of you on audio only, look, I'm pulling a Barrett. Colton said in chat, she probably didn't even finish season 26. And that is so true, because she would know Tucker didn't even make it to the damn jury playing how he did.
Exactly. If she would have watched that week, she'd be like, maybe I should go home now. I don't want to be in jury. I'm too cool for jury. Like Tucker, my man's. And I'm just like, what is, I can't even, like, I don't even have words to think of if she's even real. Like,
Can I ask a genuine question? How far do we see Kelly going?
Anywhere from evicted next week to winning the game unanimously.
She's on
Stop
Bowie
it
Jane
now.
trajectory, honestly.
I really do think Kelly could be that person that was in trouble week 1 and then somehow found her way to the end of the game, just out of sheer like just dragging her. I think she is becoming more and more of that type, especially as she falls into like the believing the side of the house that has really cultivated her as like yeah, Kelly, you're on our team. I think she's gonna really, because she's trying to form an alliance with like her and Lauren and Vince and Kat and Riley, and I'll let you think about that one. And then like with Keanu as an extra fake piece to it.
But she doesn't want Keanu in because she doesn't like him.
No, yeah, exactly. She doesn't want Keanu in because she doesn't like him, but he can be in it, whatever. Keanu also weirdly wants to like form the same alliance minus Lauren, I think. But so it's like both Kelly and Keanu are like pitching the same alliance to the same people almost, and they're both like pretending that they're going along with it. It's very strange what's going on right now. And so where was I going with this? But yeah, Kelly is such a weird figure in this game to the point where like she's unpredictable. I mean, she's an instigator in her mind. But to me,
she's not even instigating what she thinks that she is.
No, like Sunday night, and when we saw her, talking to Rachel and then ratting out Rachel, and then Rachel's like, why did you rat me out? You had that DR where she's like, why am I always instigating? Why am I always...
Dang it, Kelly, you should just be quiet. And I'm just like, she knows the feeds are a thing, right? She knows we see her.
I also don't understand. I don't think she knows what instigating is, but that's not really what that is. Like, sure, you can be an instigator, Kelly, but like, you're more just a rat than anything, which is far worse than instigating.
And it's not even a rat, because even her tone in the DR was like, she did feel bad. It seemed like she felt bad.
I don't think no, she doesn't care. I don't think she cares. I don't.
Oh, see, I'm trying to think of a Big Brother player that is like this. That is just like, it's not even the fact that she's just there. It's not even the fact that she's instigating. It's just that it's hard to comprehend what she's even doing.
Yeah.
Like, she's doing things, but she's not doing things for fun. But she's not doing these things to win. But she's also thinking she may win.
Yeah, and then
I
that's what's so cute. Like, and she's also a person that won that first blockbuster, came back downstairs, and I don't think she knew that they were voting right after that because she spent
yeah.
the entire strategizing time just hugging everyone, being
She's
like,
like,
"I
oh,
won, I did
I
it,
won.
I
I
did
am
it."
Tucker.
So like, I don't
Vince,
know how
I am
much
Tucker.
I am Vegas. If I was a flavor of tequila, I would be platinum. And Kelly, I think, yeah, I don't know where Kelly's gonna go in this game. Um, I would like to think she is the last pre-juror, and then like, well, no, never mind. I guess we can't really even have that anymore, can we? Um, is this the last week of pre-jury?
We don't know still.
This would be the 6th person
Well, let's
evicted.
see.
So in a
There would be
typical,
11 people left, but the
yeah,
past 2 seasons there have been 9-person juries.
9,
So
7.
we'll see.
There have been,
or 7-person juries
Yeah,
is what I mean. Yes, it started at 9.
and they said that not this week, but next week is double, right?
uh, they did not say.
Not
There's a
say
2-hour
anything
episode
about-
in early
I thought that
September.
Julie had said a double
definitely
is
did
coming.
Not say anything about a double.
No,
Are you sure?
positive.
100%.
I saw somewhere that said double, not this week, upcoming week, but next week.
Yeah, it says a spoiler girl said that.
It's not spoiler. I
Julie
swear I
never
saw.
announces things that far in advance.
Joke and
either,
Julie would not
so-
do that.
Yeah.
I saw someone saying that I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think not only that, I'm just gonna think that everyone in this house is gonna be shocked when a double happens.
Wait, we
They're
gotta do
like,
it. Well, because it's going to be no blockbuster that time too, unless they try to
And they're gonna be
integrate
like, "Wait."
blockbuster into the double eviction, which would be interesting. But I hope they don't.
I
hope
don't
they
think I
do.
thought that did double when double
They
happened
didn't
was
do the
that
double
when
until after it ended last year.
Yeah, they didn't do it, but the fact that they do have a 2 hours Thursday episode coming up in September makes me think they might try to do it, like integrate the blockbuster into a double, which I think is unnecessary. Like I think the
That's
doubles,
just too much.
the doubles are just like exactly where they should be. I feel like that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's Big Brother's bread and butter is that double eviction episode. So I don't think they should change it that much. And obviously, when they try to do something different than the normal double eviction, they've shown what happens, how poorly that can go.
Yeah.
But maybe the 2-hour episode means they're going to try a triple eviction again if they're not trying to do the blockbuster on a double. Which I wouldn't put it past them either. Maybe they've thought about it in the past 5 years. how to not maybe. Zach.
I was gonna say Zach looks so funny frozen like.
he knew he looked funny too. That's why he left. But yeah. Oh, I just don't need to feel like I need to play catch up for the rest of the week where we're at right now. So the only other thing I really wanted to mention is that Lauren did eventually confess to Catherine that Rachel did say Riley's name before the veto ceremony. And if you would think that everyone would be like, "Oh my God, what the hell, Lauren?" They weren't. They weren't.
No.
They were just still mad at Rachel. But Lauren did confess, which I think is a bad move on her part. Totally. I think she could have gotten away with it easily. But I don't know. I don't know what her issue was. Oh, Zach. I don't know what
See
she thought the
how-
outcome of all that was.
Let's see how
Or it's
long
gonna
this
be.
lasts.
Yeah. I was just mentioning that
Because-
Lauren actually confessed that Riley's name was actually thrown out with the conversation with Rachel before the veto ceremony. And
To
how I thought-
Catherine.
yeah, to Catherine. And then Riley ends up finding out. Riley doesn't really care either. Shocker. We find out that Lauren had been lying all day, but we're still mad at Rachel. That's fine. Exactly what I expected out of this cast. It is hard to analyze this cast. I don't know if you two are feeling it or if anybody else in chat is feeling it. I could feel a little bit of exhaustion in this chat in terms of how everyone's playing this game, but it's a rough
just-
season, everybody.
Like, I can't. It's not boring. I will give it that. It is not boring.
It's not.
It's just I'm befuddled. I am befuddled.
It just it doesn't make sense. That's what it feels like to me. Like it's not
If-
boring at all.
Like-
it just doesn't make sense. I'm just kind of like, okay. Like Zach not using his power. It's like, okay. And then it's like this week with the whole like Riley going on the block and everyone being like, oh my god, we have to keep him. Even the two people on
On
the
the
block
block.
next to him. Oh my god, we have to figure out a way to keep Riley. Well, girl.
That is not gonna
Look
happen.
look who's next to him. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it feels
None
like
of
at
it.
every turn. It's like it reminds me of when people have trouble with like movies that have twists in them, as they're not really doing it for the purpose of the story. They're just doing it to like alter expectations. Or I think there was like a Star Wars movie that they specifically had that controversy where people were like, they're just altering
M.
our
Night
expectations.
Shyamalan?
It's not actually a twist. It just feels like everyone's making that for every decision in this game. And it's getting ridiculous, and I don't even get to talk about the things that are also like really funny to me. Like I didn't even mention once Morgan finding like Zach's bracelet and thinking that he left it for her, or his toothbrush, thinking that she can save it and give it back to him, that he's gonna need it again. Like I haven't even mentioned that. That's wild. That's wild that happened. I never got to mention Zach's soft bullying rant that he had a couple weeks ago. I don't get to mention like the little. I didn't even mention that Ashley had toilet paper out of her pants for an hour
Oh
conversation with Rachel.
my god.
We've been talking for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I didn't mention once that she had toilet paper because there's so many other frustrating things going on in this game. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and are really confused, good. I was too.
Also, just to bring up Ashley too. Yeah, they were having a big game discussion, and she just had tissue or toilet paper on her butt.
For a long
Yes,
time.
just like a cartoon. And I was just befuddled by Ashley in general, because it's like she was on the up and up. She was slowly building up from Showergate. For some reason, the production always putting a clip of her taking a shower somehow in every episode. Like whenever they're doing like the little dun, 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 and then they're just like different shots of the and I reached out to one of her friends that I know, and I was just like, what is going on with your girl? And he was just like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. She does not act like this in her life. And he was just like, yeah, there have been a couple of our friends who'd be like, I don't want her to be my lawyer anymore.
Ah, that's
So
kind of mean.
Well, he was just joking, but yeah.
Yeah, I see what they mean sometimes.
Yeah.
I would ride or die. Ashley is my lawyer every day, though.
So you're trying to go to jail?
Hey, I think I'd have fun though.
Okay.
Well, with Ashley, the day with Ashley in court, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he is guilty. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Wait, I meant not guilty.
Oh, God.
I messed up.
I'm wondering if the champagne that they drank before Rachel got there was like laced with something, or if Janky is just pumping some type of nitrous gas into that house that Rachel is immune to or something.
It's all janky.
Well, people are. Was it one of y'all that said, I think a Janky week would heal this house?
I don't remember saying that.
Okay, someone on Twitter was just like, I think a Janky week would set this season straight. And
if I went and used the restroom real quick, would y'all be able to improv for like a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Y'all have fun. Keep talking about Ashley or whatever you want. I'll be right back.
Okay, a janky week would be interesting. Now that you like say that, Zach, I never even like thought of that, but that is a twist I'm a fan of. I think people weren't too happy with it in 24, but I liked it last season especially. So I wouldn't be mad if they did another janky week. I think it's interesting to.
I think.
Did they wait? Yeah, no. Janky Week they split them, right?
No, it was one. They just all lived outside.
Oh, I'm talking about when they split them. like in 24.
Oh, you're talking about
I think that
uh,
would heal
what's it
the
called? It was a split
Dire
house
Fest.
twist. Yeah, Dire.
Yeah,
Yes, Dire Fest.
I think that would heal the house.
I think it'd be interesting for sure, and I think that people wouldn't understand.
Depending
Wait,
on, yeah.
I have
Depending
to
on who is
stay out
in what
here.
side too, I feel like that would be pretty crazy. Like,
Oh yeah.
I think, if you split up people, like if you split Lauren and Vince up, would Lauren even know how to vote? Like,
Oh God.
she would freak out. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like that, like if there's a split, then I feel like that would kind of be a little bit more interesting than them just like living in the backyard all together. But
Okay, so I'm looking at last year's because I was just trying to see. So, the blockbuster ended week 7,
yeah, the last pre-jury
and
stage, or no, that wasn't the last pre-juror.
no, it was. Oh, wait, was it? Yes, it was the last preacher, Joseph.
Okay.
And then the week after, they didn't have. I forgot they only had one double last year. They only had one double, and that was in week 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one. I kind of want there to be 2 doubles, honestly.
I think feel like they have to with the amount of days, and starting with 17 house guests. At least
Yeah, there's
originally,
more
that's what I
people
was thinking.
this season than last season, so I'm assuming that they would do another double, because the days it's not as long of a season either.
No, it's like what, 82 days, 85.
3
Okay.
allegedly, and then last season was 90. So it was
Good.
more days with less people, and they only had one double.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should probably get 2.
Unless they're planning on
season.
speeding up like that last week or 2
Right.
weeks, really, and having like just an extra eviction in there somewhere. But
83 days.
yeah, we're only like 5 weeks away from the finale. We're definitely halfway there, or over halfway there. But yeah. Oh, one more thing I keep forgetting. Riley and Rachel had a conversation last night finally, and it was mostly silence, and I'm not joking. Like, it was mostly just like it was just noise. It's literally just white noise. They're just staring at each other. Like, this could go on for a while. Yeah, I think someone on Taryn's update today, they said that like this was about an hour, but if you condensed it to the actual talking portions of the conversation, it would be like 5 minutes. So just a lot of silence, a lot of nothing. But it was mostly Riley just being like, I would have never come after you. You know how Riley talks when he's not mad but really mad. But that was
Keanu
that.
mad.
And that's really the last thing I wanted to bring up in terms of like covering the week.
I mean,
but here we are.
so wait, did we only have? Is this the most, like the longest, the most women that have made it this far?
I don't know the answer to that, but you
There's
make
only
a good
4 guys
point.
left.
Yeah, there's only 4 guys. No, 3, 4. You're right, 4. 4 guys left. 4 of the 5 evictees so far have been men. Yeah. I don't know
Only
the
one woman.
stats. I know last year was also kind of lopsided too. You had Matt and Cedric and Joseph in the
Kenny.
pre-jury and Kenny in the pre-jury,
Tucker.
and then Tucker in the pre-jury, and you only had Brooklyn. That was
Brooklyn, Lisa.
Yeah.
Brooklyn and Lisa were the other 2 of the pre-jurors. Okay, so it was a little bit lopsided last year too.
See what happens when you get all the men out.
I don't know. It's so funny to me. No, it's not funny. It's pretty tragic actually. But Amy was like the one person we saw like pushing for the all women's alliance preseason, and she is to this date the only woman to be evicted from this game a month in.
Crazy.
The one woman who is actually women strong, Well, and Rachel, but
Yeah. Not that Amy didn't do that to herself also, but
well, to be
yeah.
fair, Jimmy put her up for why?
Yeah, Jimmy also questioning why Jimmy put her up in the first. Well, we're all putting up our friends on the blog. That's what's happened. That's the theme for this season. Okay. What you want to do? Winner picks while we're here?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. I think it's my turn to go first. I think.
Well, I feel like I've gone first every single time, so yeah.
Okay. All right. I chose Zach the first couple of weeks. It was looking pretty good there. Went to Ava right before she won the HOH. That was good. Then I went back to Keanu taking a risk because he was on the block. But the fact that he won the blockbuster while I picked him as my winner pick when he could have easily gone home, I think means that this year is my year. So I'm not going to pick Keanu again after watching him yesterday. Completely just dig his own grave over and over again with everyone as Kelly ratted him out and he continued to go around the house not knowing that Kelly ratted him out. So I'm not going to pick Keanu again, but it would be still really funny if he got to the final two because I think he would get some votes. So I am going to pivot. I don't even want to pick anyone. Can I pick no one? Because the only person I really want to pick is Rachel, and I don't think Rachel's going to be here past next week at this point. So
The ultimate test.
Can I pick Catherine? Can I just pick Catherine? Is that weird? I don't think that's a bad pick.
Girl, I love cats.
Someone's not gonna think it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I might pick Catherine because every time I see Catherine play the game, I get a little bit excited. I think she's very trapped right now, and that's putting it lightly, in the position that she's put in. And I feel even worse because we had this moment in the episodes where Kat finally gets a segment where she's in the DR and is like, I feel like I haven't been able to play my own game yet, which is crazy to say at this point, 44 days in the game when she's actually had power. And I thought this was going to be like an actual good segment where it shows like Riley kind of limiting her a little bit, but it's literally just like her in the DR a couple of times being like, I want to play my own game. And then her kissing Riley and then they moved on. And I was like, I wanted to see more of that. What are you doing? Not take away the fact that Riley is like, needs to be out of the house regardless of game reasons. But like the fact that I thought they were actually going to build Catherine up as a character and let her talk, and then they just ended it. They just ended the segment. I was like, okay. But anyway, I don't think Riley's going to get to the end. I believe in this at this point. I'm not dying to pick Riley music fights. That's not fair. But I will pick Catherine because I think Catherine is going to be the one to make it out of that showmance the more that time goes on. I didn't believe that at first, but I believe it now. I think she can get there, and I feel like she could have a decent in game. And this is more me just throwing something at the wall because I don't like any of these people anymore besides Rachel. But I'll pick Catherine. Nick, you picked Ava last week. Are you sticking with Ava? You going with someone new?
I have like a couple different options here. I'm not gonna lie. There's like 3 people in particular that I feel like kind of jump out at me. Ava being one of them. I'm trying to decide if I should be boring and like stick with her or if I should switch it around. Because I do think Ava has a really nice chance of winning the game. I think that she is pretty decent in comps. But like her lack of like being involved in like a structure, I feel like is what, you know, hinders me when it comes to thinking that she can win. And sure, she has people like Will and I would say even Ashley, which is interesting because her DR is about Ashley when she was HOH, and even like Rachel and stuff. But I'm gonna pivot, and I may be crazy for this, but I'm picking Vince. I think that Vince is just very obviously the front runner to win the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to pick him just to see how this goes for me because I thought it was Zach out of that duo. I definitely thought, Zach had the upper hand given his very tight relationships with a lot of people. Um, his power, obviously. And Vince just seemingly pissing more people off than Zach was. But I do agree, Music Bites. I think Vince is going to wind his way to the top
Yeah.
and win the game. So I'm picking Vince.
Vince would probably be my second choice just because I was thinking earlier, like last year, I felt like we had an idea that Chelsea was gonna go pretty far.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I feel like Vince is that person this year where it's like almost so obvious that you don't want to pick him, but then this cast, you watch them and you're like, they've saved him off the
Yep.
block and they didn't evict him last week against Zach. So like he has so much more sway than we would like to believe that he has, and everyone feels a little bit too good with him to the point where he could just skate his way to the end. And of course, if Rachel goes out next week, that's going to be even better for him. So
No, hand him the check. Like,
yeah. So I think if I agree with you and Music Bites and also Trell, that Vince definitely has a clear shot, even if it's so obvious that it seems like you shouldn't pick it. Okay, cool. Zach, you picked Lauren every single week. Oh my God. Are you going to pick Lauren again?
I'm gonna stand by her.
I don't blame
Even
you. I
though
don't blame you for that either.
I think it's a good pick too. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I really do.
she, even though I don't like the move that she made, I feel like she has solidified herself with people that are gonna win comps, and I don't think anyone's looking at her. Even Rachel, like, she may not want to have a final two with her, but I think Rachel has bigger fish to fry than little old Lauren. I feel like many people have many bigger fish to fry than little old Lauren. And it's fine. Lauren can sneak on by and keep on trucking. I do feel like she'd be the type where she's just like, well, why don't just take out Lauren? But I feel like she's made some good connections, at least with certain people. I feel like she needs to work on some others, like a lot, because she has the people that she talks to, and then other people that are just like her roommates. And more, please.
Yeah.
But I am picking Lauren again. I mean, you gotta stick with it. She hasn't been taken out yet, so
No, and I think she does have a good I mean for as badly as she is at decision making, or as bad as she is at decision making, I feel like she is still doing a good job through all of that of not seeming like the biggest threat in the world, which is not her doing it on purpose exactly. It's her just falling into that because she doesn't want to make a decision. And I would love this way more if we got episodes where we got DRs from her in episodes where she was talking about doing all of this on purpose and, making everyone think that she is just like this almost Jordan archetype, like Colton was saying. I know you've said in the past, Zach. But she's not doing any of that. She is genuinely confused. She is genuinely scared. And I don't know how that's going to hold up. I don't know how that's going to hold up in the end, but I don't think it's going to make her someone that goes anytime soon. And I'll cross my fingers on that one. But
My prediction with Lauren is that she's a runner-up.
I could see, I mean, yeah, if we had a Vince Lauren final two, that seems like a vision at the end of the season that I could see.
Yeah. She gives me Mackenzie. And like y'all know how I felt about her. That was my bitch.
Even besides
But
Otev.
I mean, yeah, she did win OTAB just like her. But like I think Lauren is really good at competitions and she's really bad at
decisions.
executing the decisions afterwards, kind of like Mackenzie. So that's and like Mackenzie did get second. So like I see the Mackenzie-ness in her, which is I stan. But like, did Mackenzie win? No, and that's like my nervous thing with her. But I do really like what both of you guys were saying about her. I can see her going like super duper far. So
See,
for it.
I don't. I feel like Lauren would be the one to make the move to win, though.
She might. She's a fan actually, unlike Mackenzie. So
Yeah.
she
But
might.
Mackenzie had balloons thrown at her by her mom, so or had her mom
True.
spray her with a hose or something.
Yeah,
Right,
sure.
excuse
Just
me.
like that. No, you're okay. All right. Well, we got through our winner picks. I did make a graphic for our bracketology update. This week we do have Nick in the lead, Zach in second. I am in dead last now, so I got to catch back up. I can't. Nick, you had Rachel this week, so that was your big bonus.
It was, but like I said earlier, hold on, I'm opening the app right now. Rachel was literally the only person to give me any type of points this week, which is ironic in the whole thing. Rachel gave me plus 30, and then I had Catherine, Keanu, and Lauren, and they all give me negative points. So
Who has the most negative points this week?
Keanu gave me
see.
-4.
Oh,
I don't know about anyone else in the cast.
there's got to be someone with bigger than -4.
Ashley gave me -9.
What
Oh
did
yeah,
what did,
Ashley and Vince both have -9.
what did they get -9 for?
Ashley's was gets muted or bleeped out, gets referred to as being
What?
a threat or a target, and house guest takes last place in a competition, solo or part of a team.
Oh, I guess she did get out first in the HOH, or part of the group. All right, cool. I haven't made my picks for this week yet, obviously, but I don't even know. It's gonna be just a crapshoot at this point. I don't know what to do. Um, yeah, that's all I got for that.
What were you? Did you get negatives today or this past week?
I did. Let me see. This past week, I had -7 points total. Ashley gave me -9, of course. Catherine gave me -3. Keanu -4, and then Will was the only saving grace with 9 points positively. And I don't even know why he would have gotten those points. It was because he beat a bunch of people in the he beat people, I guess, in the HOH or Power of Veto. I guess it was the Power of Veto because he lasted like 3 rounds or something.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's that.
No,
Let's
I got coming up.
do we want to talk about our Facebook comments now? We talk about the casuals.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the casuals. I got more Facebook comments. Not too many more. One thing I did notice is that the casuals are in the feedsters are kind of agreeing a little bit, and that may show how bad this season is because of that. But I saw a lot of anti Mickey. So a lot of anti who am I talking about? Riley. Riley's definitely not a big person with the casuals, which is really shocking to me. I still think there's probably a good sector of casuals who don't know about the Riley stuff, but we're getting there. But I saw also a lot of Team Keanu. It seems like a lot of people also feedsters are Team Keanu. I literally picked him as my winner pick last week. I'm not crazy on Keanu as of like right now, but definitely one of the better people to like in this game for sure. But here's some comments I pulled, which was one of them I just found really funny, which was back to back. Hope he soon goes and hope he stays. I don't even remember who that was for. I think it was for Vince. I just thought it was funny that was back to back. But then there was a lot of like sentiment for people who loved that Zach just kept his money and didn't give it to Ava, which I was really surprised and not surprised by, I guess. So like people that are just like saying better
Idiots.
to 10K in his pocket than to give it to that flake who put him up. I thought that was great. And then that sound scripted comment in the bottom corner was on the video of Ava talking about her boyfriend like she was at war, and I just like, yeah, it did sound scripted to me.
Really?
Here's a
Thank you.
few really popular comments that I saw. Or one of those at the top just says, "No one is going after Zach after giving Will the trip. Smart move." Yeah, no one's going after him. And then someone they posted the Morgan Rachel fight, and the top comment on that one, because Rachel was referencing like, I'm not going to jury, and so this person just said, yeah, no jury, just home, which kind of ate with that one, honestly. And then of course people are just anti-Rachel pretty much in every comment section. So this last one, don't see why she's still here to begin with, LOL. Obviously I'm referring to Rachel. Yeah, got him good.
Obviously.
And then there was one more. I should have brought this up when we were talking about Zach, but this comment said, I may be in the minority, but I don't blame him for not using it. If he had used it and gotten voted out later, he would have left with nothing. There was a slim chance he would have won $750,000. Then again, maybe he would have, but very doubtful. He was playing a nice, polite game, and those usually don't win. At least keeping it, not using it, he left with something. My opinion only. Like, I got that. I did get that was your opinion, but that got 122 likes. So
The hell?
bold stance over there on Facebook.
Insane.
I
But
don't.
yeah, that's the casual update. But then again, I'm taking away a lot of like the similarities, I think, to the features right now. I took in here a lot of the differing opinions, but there really is a lot of similarities right now with how people are watching the show casually versus the feedsters, where it's a lot of pro Keanu, maybe not team Rachel on this side, but they're definitely team Keanu, and overlooking the fact that Rachel is also keeping him safe, but then also very anti Mickey, anti Riley, and they don't like Vince, they don't like Ava. It seems like they don't like anybody but Keanu right now. Or just don't mention anybody else. But have y'all seen anything different with the casuals lately?
No,
They
I
still,
think the
they
casuals
still don't like
really
Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like Rachel, and I think the casuals really like Keanu from
Yeah.
like what I've seen. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Keanu is like the AFP at this.
Oh my god, yeah,
at
we
least
haven't
in
even
the
talked
top
about
three.
AFP.
Well,
But right now it would
the
be
house
Keanu
guests
by a
have.
landslide, I think.
Mhm.
The house guests have talked about jury, AFP. They all think it's going to be Riley, I think. But
Well, Will thinks it's going to be Mickey. I thought.
oh, well, maybe he did. Well, he's also wrong. It's not going to be Mickey. Right now, I feel like the AFP would be, what would be the top three? Keanu and Will,
Rachel.
maybe, and Rachel. Will Rachel
feel-
even make it? I don't even know.
I feel like there's enough people on BB Twitter that would do it. She has enough old time stands.
Yeah,
where-
true. If they voted her for the goo, then they'll vote for that. Oh, that's one thing I didn't talk about. We finally got to see the Zach and Rachel punishment. I don't know if that was a huge deal to people, but they were surfing through like the money bags, the counterfeit money bags, and if they were counterfeit, they had to get blasted by the blue goo. So Rachel's gotten gooed twice this season.
Yeah, I guess that's.
But they didn't finish until 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And we didn't get to hear them talk about anything though, unfortunately. But that's Big Brother for you.
Yeah, they literally became closer as well. Maybe if like Zach was they showed that the day before Zach got evicted. So
Yeah, I was gonna say they would know.
yeah. So the fact that they didn't show that is so weird. Not surprising though. Just to give you all an indicator, I'm on the Big Brother Network favorite house guest poll. Who do we want to say is our favorite?
Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll say Rachel. This is for this. I think this just came out last week's.
6.
Last week's Keanu had most of the vote, 43% of the vote. The next highest was
Jesus
Rachel
Christ.
with 16. Let's see what it is this week.
Keanu.
Okay, well, there we go. Keanu has 40% of the vote and Rachel has 31%. So that means they have 71% of the vote just between the two of them.
That's
and then the next
crazy.
highest is shockingly Vince with 7%.
Vince.
And then
What the
Ava
hell
with
is going
6.
on?
I mean, who knows how many people have voted, right?
Just
But-
7.
Yeah, it's just a few. Last place. Oh, I forget. Everyone gets included in this. So who's the last place of someone that's still in the game? Mickey with 0.45% of the vote.
Oh.
And then
One
Mickey, and
person
then
who
Morgan,
clicked.
and then Catherine, and then Ashley, and then Riley is ahead of Ashley, Catherine, Morgan, and Mickey.
That is insane.
We need
Where's
more
And he
people to
does
vote
have-
in this.
Oh, Kelly.
Well, I think he has more kids than them, so he has more people to vote for him.
Yeah, maybe it's a moot point once you get just past Keanu and Rachel, though, because everything else is pretty abysmal.
It's just bots.
Yeah, it could very well be. I don't know.
Like, yeah, how many
They're
vote
they're-
differences does like the bottom two have between the two of them?
They're the third part. They're the third parties.
Trell, you're right. Yeah, the top 5 are most, I feel like, are correct for probably anybody. I mean, Vince being third is kind of shocked. I would be shocked if Vince like snuck into an AFP top 3. But I wouldn't be shocked if like Ava or Will did. So, or I mean, maybe even Kelly. I don't know. Kelly gives me the vibe that she could sneak into one of those votes.
I hope not.
Oh, yeah, same. What else do we need to talk about? I mean, I didn't show the clip of like Morgan talking to Lauren, revealing that Zach had a power. And there was like a whole setup for it. Like she made a whole dramatic, like, I need to tell you something that's going to change everything. And it was all about her pitch to get Lauren to use the veto on her. I kind of skipped over all of that, but Lauren was not as into it as Morgan was, like even slightly. Morgan was like taking this as like Zach literally sacrificed his life and is dead now. And is for us, and he had this power and chose not to use it. And Lauren was just like, "Whoa!" Anyway, but I thought that was a really funny moment, and I think it may have been that when I texted y'all that like Morgan gives me Vanessa Russo vibes just with the way she's like intense with talking to people, like really like dramatizing the moment, and so. I really saw Morgan's Vanessa-isms there. It really stops there, but they were apparent there for me.
Wait.
Yes.
We're
That was the
So
most dramatic thing you've ever done, Zach.
yeah, that was crazy.
I just pull up Twitter
Okay.
or X, whatever. And the first thing that pops up, Mickey is talking to Catherine. And she says, if Riley comes down, what do y'all think she says after that?
Is it that she is going to make sure he stays?
She is going to vote to keep him to stay.
Oh, well, that doesn't work.
That's not. Are these people like conscious?
No,
Like-
first off. The answer is no. I see that clip though. I'm gonna play it now. We need this.
Oh my
Everyone needs to see this.
God.
Oh, I can't hear a word she's saying. You. That's verbatim what she said. When Riley comes down, I will vote to keep him.
Hamster punches the reply. Yo, what is going on?
I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's any other just agonizing thing that I missed that we should talk about before we wrap up, because I feel like I'm missing
wait.
50 of them just because of how mad
We
I
did-
was yesterday.
We didn't talk about the biggest thing that happened, the most heartbreaking and heart-wrenching thing to ever occur to a showmance on Big Brother.
What was
How
it?
dare someone, how dare an individual even think to do this, to the audacity to even try and throw away Zach's toothbrush?
Oh, yeah. I did briefly mention this, but yes, it did happen. Do you find
I
that
mean-
do you find that more or less interesting than the bracelet?
I mean, she has to keep it and give it back. That's the most logical thing. The one thing that I know is the toothbrush that is given to me from someone that I use that duration of the time. I'm definitely going to keep it as a memento of this is the toothbrush that was given to me by Big Brother.
I might actually.
Right.
Because, wait, why did someone throw Zach's toothbrush away?
Girl,
Okay,
'cause he's
Dora.
I don't think he wants this, but
Oh my god.
Wait, she left. Wait, he left this bracelet for me? Why would
Yeah.
he do that? This was his favorite bracelet that he would wear on his wrist.
She was
would
wearing
he
it
leave
during
it?
OTEV, I think.
Really, he
Why
wore a
would he
bracelet
leave
on his
it?
wrist.
Maybe he wants me to bring it back to him?
Cut.
Maybe this
cut
is his
to-
way of saying, I'm leaving my heart in this game for me.
Cut to his interview with Sharon Tharp where he's like, it was like old and just getting really loose, and so I just set it on my table because it was disgusting. It was just old and huge, and
She's just sniffing it.
yeah. Oh God, I feel
hate
bad.
it.
I feel bad. I feel scared for Zach.
I don't know what to say. I don't have anything more to say. I feel like, okay, now I do understand how Rachel felt yesterday. Because now I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, yeah, whatever they do, they're going to do.
Yeah.
Whatever they do is what's going to happen, and I apparently cannot control anything. It just, how, last week, like, this is even a season where if we expect the veto to be used, it's not getting used. Or if we expect it to not be used, it's getting used. Or if we expect one person to go up, it's actually the other person. I have messed up on this cast board. Every time I have updated it ahead of time, I have been wrong. That has never happened before in my mind.
True.
Every single time I've gone ahead during the feeds being down, like, oh, well, this is who's going up on the block. It's been wrong. Every single time. And I just don't know what to do anymore. And I have nothing else to say for this season. So
maybe
well,
you
until
should
next week.
maybe you should make some outlandish picks. Like something that's not obvious at all and see if that happens.
Yeah. Like what picks for what exactly?
Like say Vince wins HOH and then he nominates Lauren, Morgan, and Catherine.
I don't know. Predictions just sound awful right now because almost everything leads to a Rachel nomination next week.
Boo.
Or like, yeah, banner planes. I think people are not
Oh,
even joking about the banner
yes.
plane stuff, especially for Riley, getting Riley out of the house.
Mhm.
I'm gonna assume like if this cast somehow evicts Riley like in 2 days, I'm really gonna be lost on like covering the show or just like talking about TV in general at that point because I clearly don't understand the plot of what's happening anymore. Regardless, though, I will say Rachel having Mickey, Morgan, and Riley on the block on Thursday night truly makes me happy. Like that is the good thing about this week is that one of them will go home. And oh yeah, I guess we could talk about scenarios real quick and then we'll be done. What I have right now is that Mickey loses Blockbuster, she's gone. Pretty convincingly. Because the anti-Mickey sentiment has been growing day after day, and that's something I guess I didn't really mention. Before the veto competition in the ceremony, there was a lot of discussion, especially with Ashley, where she's kind of come back around on, finally, on Mickey being like a really bad person for her in this game. And Will and Ava and Rachel and everyone else kind of got on board with that, and they're all kind of done with Mickey just because of her nonstop very selfish attitude when it comes to her game and nobody else's game and not considering anyone else. So there's that. I think Mickey will be gone if Riley or Morgan wins. However, if it is Mickey who wins the blockbuster, it looks like Morgan will narrowly go home. And if it looks like it's Riley who will win the blockbuster, I already said Mickey will go home. But if we do have Riley as a final nominee, I think Riley's going to stay either way. But against Morgan, it'll be the closer vote. And that's about all I got. If anybody disagrees, the votes that I kind of wrote up for that scenario, if it was Morgan and Riley, voting out Morgan would be definitely Kat. And I think Lauren, maybe Vince, Kelly, and Keanu. Vince is like the wild card because like he's going around to everybody saying he will keep them. So I'm interested to see where he draws the line in the sand come Thursday night. I have I just have a dark feeling he's going to vote out Morgan over Riley. Oops. Do y'all feel that way? Do you think Vince would vote out Morgan over Riley?
I do. And I think
Yeah.
so because people like Lauren, who just saved him, are gonna want that.
Yeah.
So I think his like hands are gonna be like tied essentially. So I do think he's gonna evict Morgan.
Okay. I agree.
think
And in
so
that
too.
case, that would be a 5-4 vote. We need 5 votes to evict this week. The 4 I had voting out
think-
Riley were Will, Ashley, Ava, and Mickey. And I think if it's even that close at that point, if they know that Riley's going to stay, they're all just going to vote out Morgan.
Yeah. Yep. I was just gonna say that. I feel like Riley is gonna
Mickey.
stay no matter what. So
That's crazy. Well, I mean, apparently Mickey is going to vote for him to stay, even if she's on the block against him. So
Hey, that's a vote for him.
Yeah, if Mickey's gonna save him even when he's safe and she's still on the block.
crazy.
Okay, girl.
All right. I think that's about it then. Yeah. I got nothing else to say. Do y'all have anything else you want to talk about real quick? We somehow hit 3 hours again. We're so good at this.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, this has been fun. This has been quite the enjoyable week of Big Brother. I'm so glad y'all are here to deal with this mess. I can't imagine my life if I just watched this show in solitude and never got to talk about it with anybody. Thanks everyone for being here. If you were here live or you're here watching us after the fact, thank you so much. Everyone in chat watching us live. It's been so much fun, even in the chaos and the mess and the disturbing nature that these house guests are in right now. We'll be back next week. I think Tuesday is going to be our new time. It just works for all of us now. So expect us to move from Monday to Tuesday. We're slowly just going to go back to Thursday night. We're just creeping our way there, I think. Yeah, follow us on anywhere you want to keep up with us. Discord, Blue Sky, X, TikTok, all those links are in the description below. Feel free to reach out to us on any of those platforms or comment on this video if you have a question or just want to talk Big Brother anywhere, anytime. Facebook groups also open. Yeah, should be a fun eviction, hopefully on Thursday night. The one upside to this crazy week, and then can't wait to see who's going to be HOH. Yay! Yeah. Everyone have a great rest of the week. Hopefully we'll have some good feeds, some good Big Brother. Nick, Zach, thank you as always for joining me. And we'll see you when we see you. Zach, say the thing you always say.
You already won this game. You won me. Perception is reality. Our reality.
I almost ended it right there, but then I couldn't, my heart couldn't do it. Goodbye, everybody.